Okay, awesome. If I said that right or not. Alright, chat, we're live. Give me 1 second. Alright, chat, we are live. So if you guys didn't see my community post yesterday, I didn't know this when I first used the remotes that I got, but I found out that they don't have built-in mics. That's why my stream yesterday, it didn't have my voice in it. So I apologize for that. I didn't realize the controllers have no mics in it. I am taking them back tomorrow, probably after I do my Minecraft stream, because I'm probably going to do it in the morning. So yeah, I'm gonna take them back probably tomorrow, and then I'm gonna get like an actual like PlayStation controller, and I'm just gonna get like a brand new one. Like I'm just gonna pay the $70 or however much I have to pay for a new controller, and I'll get like a different color, and then I'll use that for Minecraft, because those are gonna have the built-in mics. So I apologize for that. Probably the stream yesterday didn't have my voice in it because I didn't realize the controller had no built-in mic, but yeah. So I'm going to show out my schedule again because the majority of you guys did not hear it because of the no mic thing. So I'm going to go through the schedule real quick for this week, and then we're going to jump straight into this game. Because this game did come out this year. It came out in April, so I'm kind of late to it. But this is the third Case File game in the Case File series. I played the first two. If you guys have not seen those yet, go watch them. I think they're all separate stories anyway, so they don't really connect. But I at least watched the first or second one just to get used to how the game works, because the mechanics are the same in every game. It's a different story basically. So first one I played, I really loved. It was really good. Second one I played was okay, not as good, and we'll see how this one holds up. But yes, quick schedule for the week, and then we're going to get straight into the game. So today we're going to play Case Files and Internal Affairs, the full game. Tomorrow we're going to be live at 8, 9, or 10 a.m. And I'm going to be doing Minecraft in the morning. If I can do Minecraft in the morning, I'll do it in the afternoon. So either way, I'm still doing Minecraft tomorrow. It's just the time might change. We'll see. Wednesday, I'm going to be live Wednesday night at like 8:30, 9 p.m. We're going to do another FMV game called Truth. So we're going to do that one. And then Thursday night at like 4, 5, or 6 p.m., I am going to be doing Minecraft, building some more statues as well on Thursday. So Tuesday, I'm gonna do all the characters from Scream. I'm gonna start with Ghostface, and I'm gonna do Sydney, Billy, and Stu. So the main 3 characters from the game, from the very first movie. I'm not building the rest of the characters from the film, because they end up getting killed off, and plus Billy, Stu, and Sydney are the 3 most iconic characters in the first Scream movie. So I'm building those 3 only. So I'm building those 3 as well as Ghostface on Tuesday. So 4 statues in total. Then on Thursday, I'm going to be doing Slender Man. And then I'm going to try and do Slenderina. I have a backup statue in case I get really annoyed and really frustrated and I don't want to finish the statue, I do have a statue. I do have a statue in mind that I do want to do if I get really mad building Slendrina and I get very annoyed and I don't want to finish it. Then I will do. I will be doing Zombie Hero Brian instead. So I have the statue Zombie Hero Brian. It's a very simple one. And if I get really mad building Slendrina and I don't like doing it, and I get annoyed and I don't want to finish it, I'm gonna break the whole statue or however much progress I made, and then I'm gonna be doing Zombie Hero Brian, and then I'm gonna be doing Candyman on Thursday, and on the rest of the week I'm not gonna be live. Watch the video that's gonna come out tomorrow at 2 p.m. That will explain everything. I'm not gonna go through it because I literally made a video explaining why I'm taking the rest of the week off this week. So go watch that video if you are interested in knowing why I'm taking Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say. Oh, one more thing too. I'm having 2 videos come out this week. So tomorrow, obviously it's my video explaining why I'm taking Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. And then on Friday, even though I'm not going to be live, I will have a video come out on the 14th talking about the Ice Cream Man movie, talking about, I reviewed the movie, I talked about the whole story basically, and I gave it a rating. So if you guys are wondering what I thought of the Ice Cream Man movie that I went to see, I think it was last week, Friday, go and watch that review when it comes out. But that's pretty much it for content wise this week, and that's pretty much it. So let's get into the game. Begin the case. Yes, I've never played. Let's get into the game. There we go. This part I might skip if it's the same, because I think it might be the same, and actually no, I probably shouldn't skip it, because he's going to go through the case. I probably shouldn't skip it.
All right, we are live, and the recordings have officially begun. So, I have some rather unfortunate news to share with you in case you haven't already heard. Over the weekend, Fisham County Police Department lost 2 of our very own. Detective Marie Atkins and Officer Derek Alexander were both found dead in their homes. They apparently took their own lives. Now, we don't have the autopsy reports yet, but we do have the crime scene reports that do show that both officers did indeed have gunshot wounds to the head that do appear to be self-inflicted. We also have full consent from both of their spouses, so there's no need for us to wait on any search warrants. Now, this is obviously a tremendous loss to both our community as well as our police department. It is extremely odd that both officers who worked so closely together would both decide to take their own lives in such a similar fashion within a 24-hour period. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that foul play is involved here, but yeah, we certainly can't rule it out just yet. Now, it is important to keep in mind that the people that we are interviewing today, they are not suspects. They are just simply people that are close to the deceased that might have some relevant information. That's it. We have Officer Alexander's wife here today, as well as Detective Atkins's husband and their daughter Samantha. And I also asked Officer Mark Campbell to speak with me today, seeing as though he's partners with Alexander, and he also worked very closely with Detective Atkins.
Okay, so that's 4 people. So yeah, this is going to be a long game. This is probably
As
gonna be like a
usual, you'll
2-hour
be able to
stream.
watch the live interviews via
Is
the
this
monitor
if
that you're looking
we're
at right
interviewing
now.
4 people
And
here?
then
This
you'll
is
be
gonna be a
able to
long
review
game.
any of the previously recorded media on the monitor that's to your left. All right, we'll get the interview started. I'll be back in just a bit. All right, Caleb, we are recording. Today is June 24th. I am Detective Martin Ruiz, badge number 7621, and with me here today is Caleb Atkins. So, Caleb, we'll start with you spelling your first and your last name for me, please.
Caleb Atkins, Calebatkins.
Thank you, and please acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you are consenting to this recording.
Yes, I am aware and I consent to the recording.
And lastly, please acknowledge that we have already gone over your rights and that you are willfully making this statement.
Yes, we have gone over my rights and I'm doing this interview willfully.
Well, thank you. So, look, before we dive into anything, I just want to extend my sincere condolences to both you and to Samantha. Yeah, I can't even imagine what the two of you are going through right now. You know, Detective Atkins, she was and always will be a member of our family here, all right? And if there's anything that I or anyone here at the station can do for either you or for Samantha, yeah, man, please do not hesitate to ask, okay?
Thanks, Marty. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the least that we can do. So yeah, you know, we're catching up here. Are you still doing the stay-at-home dad thing?
Yeah. Still at it.
That's good. That's good. I think that Samantha is probably going to need you now more than ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Yeah. Well, look, man. The reason I brought you down here today is that I am struggling to understand why Detective Atkins may have taken her own life. It just seems really uncharacteristic to me, and yeah, I feel like there must be some sort of like obvious signs that I overlooked or something.
No, Marty. I don't think there were any signs. It honestly makes no sense. And to be clear, I'm struggling to understand what happened here too.
So do you think that there may have been foul play involved?
Are you serious? Of course there's foul play, Marty. You and the entire force know Marie very well. Hell, she probably spent more time here than she did at home. There's no way that you can convince me that she took her own life. And I honestly can't believe you guys even think that's a possibility. I mean, what sort of mother would abandon their child like that? Definitely not Marie. That much I can say for sure. And the other thing that's tripping me up with this whole thing is the gun that she supposedly used to kill herself with.
Yeah, and what about it?
It's not hers, Marty.
It's not hers? How do you know that?
The only gun that Marie owned was the one your department issued to her, and that gun was, and still is, locked in a gun safe in our bedroom.
Well, it is possible that she could have owned other firearms. I mean, look, a lot of the officers here at the station, they own various different firearms. It's actually pretty common, Caleb.
I would have known if she owned other guns. I'm telling you, the only gun she owned was the one you guys gave to her. What, are you saying she's hiding guns around the house or something?
I don't know, Caleb.
Well, she wasn't.
Okay, so let's say that she did not take her own life. What reasons would someone have for killing her and then covering it all up by making it look like as if it were suicide?
Marty, she's a detective. She's been involved in getting a shit ton of people locked up. There could be any number of people that wanted to get some revenge.
Yeah, that is a possibility. I can't argue with that, man.
No, I'm not saying this is what happened, but a few days before Marie was killed, I overheard her talking with your CSI guy, Sean Hamill. They were talking about Daniel Hernandez, a guy she investigated about 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know if you remember, but she played a key part in his conviction.
Press
Yeah,
yes.
I do
I want to pick
remember
the
that
best
case for
options
sure.
in this
Yeah.
chat, so I'm watching a
Well, did you know that Daniel
walkthrough.
Hernandez was recently
I
released?
want to pick the right
No.
options.
Actually, no, I did not know that.
Well, he was. And from the sounds of Marie's conversation with Sean that morning, she ran into Hernandez somewhere in public. It sounded like they had a pretty severe altercation. And I don't know if you remember, but Daniel Hernandez never confessed. According to him, he was completely innocent.
So you think that Daniel was holding some sort of a grudge and that he killed her out of an act of revenge?
I don't know, Marty, but I do know that Marie did not kill herself. And if I were you guys, he would certainly be someone I would want to talk to. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. All right, well, look, before we go down that path, I have a few things that I do need to clear up with you first, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, for now, let's go under the assumption that Detective Atkins did indeed take her own life. Can you think of any reasons why she would do so?
I already told you, no, I can't think of any reason.
And everything was fine with her here at work?
Yes. I mean, she had her usual stressors that come with the job, but nothing out of the ordinary.
And home life, that was all fine too?
Yeah, of course. Things were how they've always been.
All right, well, look, Caleb, I hate to ask this question, but you understand that I have a job that I need to do. So, were the two of you having any sort of marital issues?
Look, I understand why you need to ask that. The answer is no.
Okay. All right.
Oh, he's pretty
All right, so
defensive
look, according to the
about that.
crime scene report, Detective Atkins,
I don't think he did, though. I think he's being pretty honest right now.
11:30 a.m.
I don't
on
see
Saturday,
anything
June 21st.
that
Now,
shows him of him doing it. Like, he seems like an honest
1:30
person
p.m.
right
that
now.
sday.
So,
This was
for right now, I don't think he did it,
and
but we'll
discovered the
see.
body. Is all that sound correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, so then where were you prior to coming home?
I remember dropping Sam off at work around 10, and then I went to the farmer's market on Central, walked around, bought some stuff, talked to a few vendors, and then I went back home.
Is there anyone that can corroborate this? Maybe one of those vendors?
I mean, I guess it's possible, but I can't guarantee anyone would remember talking to me that day. You know how that place gets? It's super busy. I'm sure they talked to tons of people that day.
Sure. Maybe, I don't know, some credit card transactions then? Maybe that can corroborate this?
No, I always use cash when I go to the farmer's market. It keeps me from spending more than I need to. Look, I understand why you need to ask these questions, but I can assure you I was at the farmer's market during that time.
All right, fair enough, Caleb, fair enough. Okay, so then after you made this 911 call, what did you do?
I called Sam and I told her that there was an emergency and that I would need to pick her up early. And then when I could, I drove over to the movie theater where Sam works, picked her up, told her what had happened, and Sam didn't want to go back to the house. Neither did I, so we checked into Liberty Hotel. And Sam stayed there for the rest of the day, and even though I didn't want to go back to the house, I needed to pick up some clothes and toiletries for us, so I did that, and then back to the hotel, and that was it for the day.
And what about Sunday? This was the day that Officer Alexander died.
We stayed in the hotel the entire day. Sam slept for most of it. I was the complete opposite. I was up the whole time watching TV, trying to take my mind off of things.
Did you guys get any food that day?
We ordered in. I didn't have the energy or the right mindset to go out.
Sure. And what'd you guys get?
Pizza and soda from Sal's.
Do you know around what time that may have been?
I don't know. Late afternoon, early evening? I'm not sure. But I did use my card for that, so you can track that if you really need to.
Okay. All right, well, Caleb, is there anything else that you feel I should be aware of?
No. I need you guys to find out who did this.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, thanks, Caleb. Let's take a short break, okay?
Yeah, of course.
I don't think he did it.
All right, there's quite a bit to digest there. Now, he clearly
So
seems
it's
to
a
think
total
that
of
someone
4
killed his
people
wife, and he could
that
very
we
well be right.
interrogate.
Now, I am a little concerned that he doesn't really have an alibi or anything that proves his time at the farmer's market, which he claims to have been at during the time of his wife's death. Now, I'm not saying that he's lying, but if he were lying, then what would be the reason? The only thing I can think of is that he would be somehow connected to his wife's death in some way, and if that were the case, then he would have some reason for wanting her dead. Now, before we really explore this scenario, we need to evaluate whether or not he was telling the truth about his relationship with his wife. According to him, their marriage was fine, which means we really don't have a motive here. But if he was lying, this would be a very important step in figuring out the truth of what happened to Detective Atkins. We do need to be careful here, though. Remember, this guy just lost his wife. If we accuse him of lying about his relationship with her,
Bro, he's not
and that
lying.
isn't the case, well, then that's going to be pretty damn shitty of us.
Bro, I can tell if someone is
Take
lying
some
and
time to
he's
really
not
think this
lying.
through. I'll proceed based on your feedback.
It's very easy to
Give me a call when
tell
you're ready to make a
when
decision.
people are lying because
Talk to you soon.
they either shiver, they get nervous, they say something that they don't mean. Like, he's not lying, bro. No. Yes. He's telling the truth.
Hello? Okay, so you think he's telling the truth? You don't think there's any problems with his marriage or relationship with his wife? Yeah, I guess you might be right. We'll roll with it. As always, I appreciate your input. All right, let me get back in there.
All right, this is a continuation with Caleb Atkins. So look, I do appreciate you coming down here today and for your patience as we try to figure out everything that's happened here. Appreciate all that.
Of course. Anything I can do to help.
Yeah, well, you definitely have been helpful. You know, you've given me a lot more info to take into consideration, and I appreciate that. So with that said, is there anything else that you feel I should be aware of or anything else that might be relevant to what happened to your wife or with Officer Alexander?
No. Like I said earlier, I just need you guys to find the asshole who did this. And I want you to make him pay.
Okay. Okay. Now, you are aware that we're doing our best, right?
Yes. Yeah, no, I know you are.
All right. Well, Caleb, you are free to go home. So, again, I appreciate your time.
Sure. It's no problem at all.
All right.
Okay, one interview down for the day and on to the next. I'm going to bring in Megan Alexander, Officer Alexander's wife, in here next. Hang tight.
Okay, we are officially recording. Today is June 24th. I am Detective Martin Ruiz, badge number 7621, and with me here today is Megan Alexander. So, Megan, we'll start with you. Please spelling your first and last name for me.
Meganalexander.
Thank you, and please acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you are consenting to this recording.
Yes, that is correct.
And lastly, acknowledge that we have already gone over your rights and that you are willfully making this statement.
Yes, that is also correct.
All right, well, thank you, Megan. So, look, before we dive into all of this, I want to first extend my sincere condolences to you, Megan. Now, obviously, what has happened is extremely tragic. And I just want you to know that our department and me personally, Megan, okay? We are here to support you with whatever it is that you need, okay?
Yeah, I appreciate that, Detective.
Absolutely. It is the least that we can do. So, yeah, there's been a lot to take in with the events that have occurred over the past few days, and I'm trying to piece together why two of our fellow officers, why they would have taken their own lives, and why so close in time to each other. And yeah, Megan, this is where I can really use your help.
Of course. That's why I'm here.
And I appreciate that. So, I guess we'll start with the glaring question. Why do you think that Officer Alexander, your husband, why do you think that he took his own life?
You know, I've given it a lot of thought. And I can't honestly 100% come up with any specific reason.
So, do you think that suicide is exactly what happened?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, do you think that foul play may have been involved?
I don't think so.
Okay, so then you must think that it was actually suicide.
I do think it's possible, yes.
And why would you think that?
I mean, you know how it is, Detective. Being an officer is hard.
Yeah, that is very true. So, did your husband exhibit any signs that the job was too stressful or too demanding? And I mean, to the point that it would actually push him to take his own life.
At times, yes. I mean, it was never a constant thing. And he always did his best to hide how he was truly feeling. But yes, I do believe I saw some signs over the years.
Did you ever talk to him about any of this or, check in from time to time?
To be honest, warning signs are much easier seen in hindsight. During the day-to-day, these honest conversations or check-ins, as you put it, they just never were a priority. And I'm really regretting that.
Megan, were the two of you having any marital problems?
What couple doesn't have any problems? I mean, we were no exception. Marriage itself is hard, especially when you're married to someone in law enforcement. I mean, we had our share of problems, just like any other couple. But it was nothing that was severe or out of the ordinary.
Now, Megan, if I remember correctly, you work for yourself. Is that still correct?
Yes, I'm a CPA, and I work mostly from home.
Do you work a lot of hours?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
So, I would imagine with two steady sources of income that the two of you weren't experiencing any sort of financial struggles or any stress related to money, is that right?
We had no stresses or struggles related to our finances. We were doing just fine in that department.
So, if your marriage was fairly normal and the two of you weren't experiencing any sort of financial struggles, then you must think that it was his actual job that pushed him to take such extreme actions.
Yeah. It's possible. And to be completely transparent with you, his job was putting a higher level of stress on him this past year than I had ever seen before. There was more distance between us. But I didn't think it was this severe. And obviously I was wrong.
Well, I do appreciate your honesty, Megan. So, look, for argument's sake, let's explore that there actually was foul play involved, okay? At least for now. Now, if we go down that path, then I, of course, need to do my due diligence, which means that we do need to account for your time during the deaths of both of the officers, right?
Yeah, I understand.
So let's start with Saturday, June 21st. Now, that was the day that Detective Atkins was killed. So what were you doing Saturday morning between 11 a.m. and noon?
That was a pretty simple day for me. Derek and I were home the entire day, and I can say that for sure because we spent most of the morning cleaning from 10 a.m. to noon. And then we just had a lazy day, watching sports and movies. That was it.
So the two of you did not go out the entire day?
No, not at all.
And I'm assuming the only person that can corroborate this would be your husband, who is now deceased. Is that correct?
Unfortunately, yes. I mean, I don't see how anyone else would know that we spent the entire day at home.
Sure. Okay, so what about the next day, specifically during the morning hours?
Well, given the nature of what happened the day before, Derek and I didn't really sleep. So I got up at 6 a.m. I just did my normal routine, and Derek stayed home. I got coffee at Nick's on 4th Street, and then I drove to Monument Trails. I did my usual hike, which lasted 2 hours. And then I drove home. And that's when I found Derek's body and called the station.
Now, you mentioned a hike. Was there anybody with you on that hike?
No, it was just me.
All right, now I do also need to learn a little bit more about the firearms that your husband may have owned. So, do you know if he owned any firearms besides the one that was issued by our department?
Yeah, he also had a hunting rifle.
Okay, so it was just the hunting rifle and the department-issued firearm, is that right?
That's correct.
And where did he keep these firearms?
The hunting rifle was in a case in our closet, and the work gun was in a drawer in our nightstand.
In your nightstand? Why the nightstand?
Paranoia, I guess? I don't know. I never really questioned it. It probably just made him feel safe. I don't really know.
Now, was that particular firearm, was that locked up?
No, it wasn't.
So, in theory, then anyone could have had access to that firearm, right?
Well, no. It was just Derek and I at the house.
But hypothetically, if someone were to enter your home without your knowledge, right, then technically they would have been able to have access to that firearm, right?
Yeah, if they knew exactly where it was, I guess technically it's possible.
All right, well, Megan, is there anything else that you want to share or anything else that you think I should know that can help me better understand what's happened here?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Okay. All right, so we will take a short break. I'm going to ask that you just wait here for a bit, okay?
Okay.
All right, I will be back, Megan.
All right, we got to hear her take on things. Now, I gotta say, I'm a little shocked that Officer Alexander didn't keep his firearm secured. Keeping it accessible like that completely goes against the department's protocol. But I guess there's not much that we can do about that, is there? Now, it is interesting that she has a different take than Caleb and thinks that suicide is actually possible. That said, it was kind of hard for me to get a read on her. Was she being honest about that? If she doesn't actually believe that Officer Alexander took his own life, then we would need to understand why she would lie about that. Now, that is, of course, if we think she was actually lying. Again, this is tricky. Accusing her of lying about something so sensitive can really come across as being extremely disrespectful. But at the same time, if we think she's lying, yeah, we do need to press her on that. Look, I'm sorry to put this weight on your shoulders, but I do need your take here. Does Megan really believe suicide is a possibility? Take your time and get back to me. I'll proceed based on what you think. All right, talk soon. Hey. Okay, so you think she's lying. You don't think she believes her husband committed suicide, huh? I guess I can see why you might feel that way. I do appreciate your instincts and help with making this decision. Now, let's hope it actually pays off. Otherwise, this could get pretty ugly. All right, let me get back in there. Bye.
All right, this is a continuation with Megan Alexander. So, look, Megan, after taking some time to, put all of this into perspective, I got to be honest, I'm having a very difficult time believing that you actually think your husband took his own life. I am.
And why would you think that?
Well, we can call it a detective's intuition. That and coupled with the fact that, well, Megan, you never once entertained the idea that foul play might actually be involved. Like, never once. If I were in your shoes, I would want to explore every possible option. Literally everything. So, come on, Megan, can you tell me the truth? Do you actually believe that your husband killed himself?
I don't know. It's possible. But no. I don't think that he actually killed himself. I don't.
And why not?
Because he's the most strong-willed person that I know. He's been through so many challenges and lots of adversity. And he just always met it head on. He didn't run from anything. I mean, you know him. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, Megan, I completely agree with everything that you just said. But, Megan, what I don't understand is why you lied to me about that.
I don't know. I'm sorry. But there is a lot going on, and this is very overwhelming for me. I just want it to be over. And I thought that if I accepted the initial police report, that it would keep it from just being dragged out.
Well, look, Megan, I do appreciate you being honest with me now. I do appreciate that. But unfortunately, yeah, as you expected, if we're not dealing with a case of suicide here, then yeah, it certainly makes things more complicated. It does.
And that is what I was afraid of.
Yeah. All right, Megan, be honest here. Is there anything else that you've lied to me about? Or is there anything else that you're not fully disclosing?
No, Detective.
Okay. All right. All right, Megan, we're gonna call it a wrap for today, okay?
Okay.
Well, your instincts were correct. She is not buying the suicide. But she did lie, which is definitely not a good look at all, especially if there's actual foul play involved. Yeah, she is definitely worth keeping an eye on.
I don't think she did
Let's
it.
continue with the rest of the interviews and we'll revisit this later. All right. Bye.
Alright, so I gotta hit no for the next one. So when it comes up, asking me if I press yes or no, I gotta press no for this one. I know the first two I pressed yes, I gotta press no for the next one.
Okay.
I'm not gonna skip any of this because this is
Today
this
is
is
June
new.
24th. I am Detective Martin Ruiz, badge number 7621, and with me here today is Samantha Atkins. So, Samantha, can you go ahead and please spell your first and your last name for me?
SAMANTHAATKINS.
Thank you, Samantha. So, look, I understand this is probably a little intimidating for you, right? You're here at the station and you're being interviewed, yeah?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. No, look, I want to make sure you understand that you are not in trouble at all, okay? I just simply need to gather as much information as I can just so I can better understand everything that's going on. That's all. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So, let's go over some basic formalities. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, first, I just want you to acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you consent to this recording.
Yes, I acknowledge and consent.
Okay, and I do need you to acknowledge that we have already gone over your rights and that you are willfully making this statement.
Yes, we did, and I am.
All right. Look, yeah, I understand this is a very, very difficult time for you, okay? And I know that answering some of these questions is going to be really difficult. So look, at any point in time, if you want to call it quits, you just say the word, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, look, we'll start with some easy questions here. So, why don't you tell me how your day went on Saturday, June 21st? Now, that was the day of your mom's death.
Like the whole day?
Sure, yeah.
I got up around 9:30. I showered, ate breakfast, and then my dad drove me to work.
And where do you work?
Central Street Cinema.
Samantha, can you remind me, how old are you?
I'm 15.
So you're 15 and you already have a job?
Yeah.
Oh, is this your first job?
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. All right. So, what time did you work that day?
Well, I was supposed to work a 10 to 5 shift, but I left early. My dad came and picked me up like a little before 2, I think. when I got in the car, that's when he told me what happened to my mom. After that, we drove to the Liberty Hotel and checked in there, and yeah, that was pretty much it. We stayed there the whole day.
Okay. So what about the next day? That would be Sunday, June 22nd.
Nothing. I was at the hotel all day with my dad.
Did you sleep in by any chance?
Yeah, I did. Truthfully, I think I slept most of the day. Yeah, I don't think I got up until the afternoon.
So, Samantha, what do you think happened here? I mean, do you have any ideas why your mom may have taken her own life?
No, we actually had a big trip coming up. We were both really looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, and what was the trip?
We were supposed to go to Thailand.
You guys were going to Thailand. Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it was going to be my first trip out of the country.
And what was the reason for the trip?
Just a vacation. She always told me how cool it was and just made it seem like a pretty awesome place, and she always talked about how much she wanted to go there with me once I got older.
Was your dad, was he also going with you guys?
So my parents didn't think it would be worth spending money on another ticket, which is why this whole thing doesn't really make sense to me. I don't understand why she would plan this whole trip and get me all excited and then just go off and kill herself. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Yeah, and that is a really good question. Did your mom show any signs of depression or anything like that in recent times?
No, not to me at least.
Samantha, do you think that your mom actually killed herself?
What do you mean, isn't that what happened?
Yeah, that is the theory at the moment, yeah. But I want to know, do you think that's what actually happened?
Honestly, no. I didn't want to, insult you guys because I know you're all doing your best, but her killing herself makes no sense to me.
So then what do you think may have happened?
I don't know.
You don't have any theories or any possible scenarios, anything that may have come across your mind?
No, I have no idea what could have happened. But it doesn't make sense that she would kill herself, and I know how stupid that sounds. Okay, I've thought about
it
it.
Doesn't sound stupid. I wouldn't say that. No, it doesn't sound stupid at all. To me, that sounds like you were trusting your instincts. That's what that sounds like, and that totally makes sense, and I get it.
Yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it.
All right, well, Samantha, is there anything else that you want to share, anything else that you think might be helpful?
No, I can't think of anything.
Okay. We'll take a short break. Can I grab you a drink or a snack, anything?
No, thank you, I'm okay.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'll be right back, all right?
Okay.
All right, we got to meet Samantha. Now, I really didn't like having to put the kid through the ringer like that, but I guess it is what it is. We need answers. Now, that said, Samantha did answer everything that I asked. Samantha also made it clear that she doesn't believe her mom committed suicide. I do think Samantha is telling the truth about that, but what I'm questioning is if she's telling the truth about not knowing what actually happened. What do you think? You think Samantha has some ideas or thoughts about what may have actually happened with her mom, and that she's hiding that information from us? I mean, it is possible. Think very carefully here. Remember, this is a kid that we're dealing with. I don't want to accuse them of lying unless we really think that's the case. But if she is lying, then that's something we really need to sort out as well. You're good at making these types of judgments, so you let me know what you think and I'll go with that. Call me back once you know how to best proceed. Talk soon. Hey, so you think Samantha's telling the truth? You don't think she knows anything about what may have happened to her mom, huh? You know, I gotta say, I feel the exact same way. It doesn't seem like she has anything to hide. I think you're right. Samantha is being completely honest with us. Okay, let me get back in there and dismiss her. I appreciate your help once again. Okay, bye.
Okay, this is a continuation with Samantha Atkins. So, Samantha, I want to thank you for coming down here and speaking with me, okay? Especially given the circumstances. I appreciate that, I do.
Yeah, of course. Have I been helpful?
Yeah, you have, so thank you. Now, before we wrap for the day, I just want to give you one last opportunity to see if there's anything that you want to share that may be on your mind, anything you think I should be aware of, really anything at all.
No, there's nothing. I just really hope you guys can figure out what actually happened to my mom.
Yeah, me too. Samantha, me too. All right, let's get you out of here, kiddo.
I gotta press yes for the next one.
Alright, looks like we've gotten everything we can from Samantha. Now, I am curious about this trip to Thailand. Why didn't Caleb mention that? Yeah, that's definitely something we're going to have to revisit. For now, though, let's move on. Our last interview of the day is with Officer Campbell. Now, he worked closely with both Detective Atkins and Officer Alexander, so I'm sure he's got some thoughts on everything that's gone down. Let me go get him. We'll be back up in just a few. All right. Bye.
All right, Mark, we are now recording. Today is June 24th. I am Detective Martin Ruiz, badge number 7621, and with me here today is Officer Mark Campbell. So, Mark, you know how this goes.
Yep, Officer Mark Campbell, MARKCAMPBELL. I acknowledge that this statement is being audio and video recorded. I consent to both, and also acknowledge that Detective Ruiz has gone over my rights, and I'm making this statement willingly.
Thank you. So, yeah, man, how are you holding up, man?
Honestly, Marty, not too good, man.
Well, I think that's completely understandable given everything that's going on.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, you tell me, what do you think about all this? You got something on your mind, man? You know you can talk to me, right?
You know, Marty, fuck it. I'm gonna give you all the dirt, okay? I just don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, just say whatever you gotta say, man.
Derek and Marie were having an affair. I knew about the whole thing, Marty. It's just been going on for some time now. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person that knew.
Wow. Damn, are you for real, Mark?
Yeah, I'm fucking for real. I told Caleb and Megan a few days ago. It's just been weighing me down way too much, man. You know, I actually thought I was doing the right thing, you know. I haven't apologized to Caleb and Meg for not coming clean any sooner. I just wish I kept a damn mouth shut.
And why is that?
Now they're both dead, Marty.
So wait, you think that the two are connected?
Marty, you're a detective. How can the two not be connected?
I mean, yeah, obviously it's possible, but I don't know, maybe we shouldn't jump to conclusions here.
I'm not jumping to conclusions. I mean, how's a coincidence a few days after I rat them out, they both end up killing themselves? I fucked up, Marty. And because of me, two of our officers are not dead.
So, Mark, you don't suspect any foul play involved here?
Nah. It's pretty obvious what just held helpers here.
All right, let's slow down for a bit here. So, Mark, go ahead and tell me everything that you know, and I mean everything.
Yeah, okay. Obviously, I knew about the affair. It's just been going on for way longer than I can admit.
And how long is that?
A few years.
A few years.
I know.
Wow.
Maria was planning on getting a divorce. She was making some big changes, Marty. She was even planning on moving out of the country with her kid Samantha.
So, Mark, how do you know all of this?
Marie, she was a good friend, you know that.
Yeah. And who else knew about all this?
Besides me, Marie, Derek. I'm assuming the only people that knew were Caleb and Megan, but that was because I told them.
So wait, you told them everything?
I just mentioned the affair to each of them.
So you didn't tell Caleb about Marie's plans for divorce and moving out of the country?
No, I mentioning the affair was already too much for them.
Now, what about their kid, Samantha? Do you think that she knew what was going on with their parents, with the whole divorce and the move out of the country?
No, I'm sure Marie didn't mention any of that to Samantha. They were planning a trip to Thailand, I think. She wanted to make it seem like a fun trip for Samantha and her. Truth is, I think they were planning on moving there.
Huh. Wow, this is a lot to take in, man.
I know.
So, Mark, in all honesty, how are you coping with all of this?
Oh, have I been drinking again?
Well, yeah, man, have you?
Nah, man, I mean, desire's been there for sure, but I haven't slipped up yet.
Well, that's great to hear, man. That is great to hear.
I've been going to my meetings, and, it helps out a lot, you know?
Well, that's awesome, man. That is awesome, so I'm glad to hear that. So, look, man, you know how this goes, right? In the event that this actually wasn't a suicide that, actually happened, then
So, you want to know where I was at the time of both their deaths?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Well, that's an easy way to answer. I was at home all weekend. It was both Saturday and Sunday.
The whole weekend?
Yeah, man. I ain't no social butterfly or nothing like that, but, I like my time alone. This weekend was one of those times where I could just sit back and not do shit, you know? When I got that call about Marie killing herself, that shit fucked me up, Marty. Fucking shit broke me. Fucking broke me. And finding out that Derek killed himself the day after, words can't even express how fucked up I was feeling, man. But yeah, I was pretty much at home all weekend.
Yeah, makes sense, man. Makes sense. So, look, Mark, is there anything else on your mind that you want to share with me?
Nah, I told you enough already.
Yeah, you did. All right, well, look, we'll take a short break. You mind waiting here?
That's cool.
All right, well, I'll be back.
Holy shit. I did not expect all that. Wow. If everything he just said is the truth, then we have a lot more digging to do with this investigation. Knowing that Detective Atkins and Officer Alexander had an affair raises a whole lot of questions with this case. But see, here's the thing. I know Officer Campbell has had some serious battles with alcoholism. Hell, it's been going on for years. If he's been drinking again, That could possibly skew his interpretation of things, including everything that he just told us. And given all of the stressful stuff that's happened recently, it wouldn't be a surprise that he is drinking again. But for obvious reasons, we don't want to accuse him of this if that isn't the case. But we do need to know. What do you think? You think he's been drinking again? Take some time to mull it over and call me back. I'll use your judgment to determine how to proceed. All right, talk to you soon. Hey, so you think he's been drinking again? Yeah, he is kind of giving off those vibes. Sucks that that's the case, but it is what it is. All right, let me push him on this and see what happens. Hopefully we're not wrong and this accusation doesn't backfire on us. Okay, let me get back in there. Bye.
Oh, it's 2 days later. Okay.
All right, this is a continuation with Officer Mark Campbell. So, look, Mark, as always, man, I appreciate your help with these things, and of course, this is no exception, so thank you.
Of course, Marty. Whatever I can do to help.
Yeah, and that is appreciated. Now, that said, what would really be helpful is if you were to be completely honest with me regarding your sobriety, especially in recent times, Mark.
What do you mean, Marty?
Come on, man, you know what I mean. You know.
I maybe had a few drinks the past couple of days.
Just a few? Come on. Really?
All right, maybe a little more than just a few. Maybe I slipped up a little bit. Fuck, Marty. This shit's been really fucking hard, man. Like, it's been fucking hard. Like, we're fucking trying, man.
Yeah, I know you have, Mark. I know you have, and look, I know you've been struggling with this for a while, and look, man, there's no judgment here, all right? There's no judgment whatsoever. I just appreciate you telling me, all right? But again, man, there's no judgment on my part. I promise you that.
You're a pretty stand-up guy, Marty. You're one of the few people I can actually trust here.
Well, you know, I definitely appreciate hearing that.
Look, man, I know I got my issues. I got my addiction problems. But when it comes to this place, I'm the only one, Marty.
I don't understand, Mark. What is that supposed to mean?
All I'm saying is addiction comes in many forms, Marty.
I am aware, but what does that have to do with anything? Mark, are you trying to tell me something?
I don't know, am I?
Mark, man, I don't need you to be cryptic with me, man. If you have something to say, please, just say it.
I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm just being a little preachy, is all.
Okay, well, is there anything else that you feel is important that you want to share before we wrap up?
Nah, I'm good.
All right. Well then, yeah, man, you're good. We're done. You can go. All right.
All right, we've heard from everyone. It definitely seems like there's some serious loose ends that need to be taken care of. And even though Officer Campbell may not think so, it's starting to seem like suicide may not be what actually happened with both Detective Atkins and Officer Alexander, which means this case just got a whole lot more interesting. Because if suicide isn't the case, then that means we're dealing with the murder of 2 Fisham County police officers in a span of 2 days. This would be completely unprecedented for this department. We need to tread very carefully here. All right, let's call it a wrap for now and reconnect in a few days. Let's stew on all this and see what may be the best strategy moving forward. I appreciate all your help today. We'll talk soon. Bye. Hey, welcome back. So, yeah, there was another incident last night, and it's pretty bad. Last night, or early this morning, depending on how you look at it, at around 1:15 a.m., I got a call from Officer Campbell. I could tell he was really drunk. I mean, like, completely out of it. He sounded pretty distraught, too. Anyways, he wanted me to come over so he could tell me something. He made it seem pretty damn urgent, too. But he refused to tell me anything over the phone. Said that we needed to talk in person. So, of course, I got dressed and I went there as fast as I could. And, when I got there, I rang the bell over and over and I got no answer. Now, his door was left unlocked, so I went in, and yeah, that's when I found him. He was dead.
Oh, he died?
It looked like a
Wow.
clear case of an overdose. Definitely not what I was expecting. I called our CSI officer, Sean Hamill, and asked him to get there ASAP, and he thought it was a clear OD as well. A copy of the crime scene report has been added to your files in case you want to review it yourself. Absolutely unbelievable. If only I had gotten there sooner, I may have actually been able to get him some help. Fucking hell. And now, unfortunately, we still have a major case to solve. So I guess we just gotta power through here. Not much more we can do. Alright, look. After reviewing the first round of interviews, I think it's pretty safe to say that we're not dealing with two suicide cases.
I don't think we are
I hate
either.
to say it, but we are dealing with two cases of homicide here. Now, with this understanding, I brought back some people for another round of questioning. I have both Megan and Caleb here today. I also looked into Samantha's alibi at the theater on Saturday, and it does check out. She
Okay,
was
so we're
working
only
there for sure during the
reviewing,
time that Detective Atkins died.
we're only going through
There's
two
also
people
nothing that raises
today.
any doubts regarding her staying at the hotel all day Sunday. Now, we got one new guy that I brought in here today named Daniel Hernandez.
I guess that's three.
He's the guy that Caleb mentioned his wife having a little run-in with recently. Now, just to give you some quick backstory, this guy was arrested by our department several years ago. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison for fentanyl possession and trafficking. Now, the guy always claimed that he was innocent, but that 20-plus grams of fentanyl in his possession at the time of his arrest, yeah, that seemed to suggest otherwise. Now, here's the thing. The guy just got out of prison a little over a week ago, and Detective Atkins, Officer Alexander, and Officer Campbell were all involved in his arrest. Pretty interesting timing that these three are all dead within approximately 1 week of his release. I'm also wondering if there's more to this little run-in with Detective Atkins. So yeah, he's definitely worth looking into. In fact, he's the first person I want to talk to today. Now, before we get into anything, I want you to know that I am considering the deaths of Detective Atkins and Officer Alexander as homicides. Now, given these new developments, we have gathered some additional evidence, including something from Daniel's probation officer, as well as a voicemail that our guys retrieved from Detective Atkins' home answering machine. You'll find these added to the rest of the evidence. All right, let's get this show on the road. Talk soon. Bye.
All right, Daniel, we are recording. Today is June 26th. I am Detective Martin Ruiz, badge number 7621. And with me here today is Daniel Hernandez. So, Daniel, we'll start with you spelling your first and last name for me, please.
DanielHernandez.
All right, and can you please acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you consent to this recording?
Yeah, that's right.
And lastly, please acknowledge that we have already gone over your rights and that you are willfully making this statement.
Yeah, that's also right.
All right, so Daniel, tell me, do the names Detective Marie Atkins
Best streamer of all
and
time.
Officer
Well, I appreciate
Derek
that.
Alexander ring any bells?
Yeah, of course. Know them very well.
And how do you know them exactly?
They were some of the officers involved in my case.
Now you said some, so who were the other officers?
I think one guy's name was Officer Campbell, and there was that CSI guy. I think his name was Sean. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Sean something.
How are
I'm
you?
sorry, I
How are
can't remember the
you?
last name.
I'm good.
Hamill?
My day's been pretty good.
Hamill. Yeah, that sounds right.
All right, so Daniel, what do you know about these officers?
Look, I'm aware of what happened, all right? I do follow the news in this town. Both Detective Atkins and Officer Alexander committed suicide recently, right?
Well, yeah, Daniel, that's what was reported in the media. But no, that's not the whole story.
I see. So what is the whole story?
You don't know, Daniel?
How would I know?
Well, see, Daniel, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because it appears that these two officers were actually murdered. There's no suicides.
See, that would
Daniel.
actually make sense.
Well, I don't know what that has to do with me.
So what are
Daniel, I know that you
so what are we up
served
to
some
today?
serious time
Well, I'm playing.
in prison
Hold on, I'm gonna
because
pause
of
this.
these two officers.
So I'm gonna pause this real quick, and then I'm gonna explain what the story of this game is for the people that are not familiar. So this is a FMV game called Case Files Internal Affairs. It came out, I think, in April of this year, so it came out this year. And basically the story is two police officers died within 24 hours or 2 days from each other. And now we found out that Officer Campbell died 2 days ago from an overdose. And now we're trying to figure out, who killed these officers, as well as I'm assuming we're going to find out, who killed Officer Campbell. So we're interrogating a bunch of people, asking them questions to figure out who basically did this. And that's basically the whole story. We make decisions that change the story and the outcome. And I think there's multiple endings in this as well, but we're only going to get one of the endings because this game's like 3 to 4 hours long, and we're going to play through the entire thing. So we're probably going to get only the first ending.
Who are now
I'm not going to get all the endings today.
Time, Daniel, that you claim you didn't deserve.
That's because I didn't deserve it. Your fellow officers set me up.
Daniel, what evidence do you have of that?
That's the problem. That's always been the problem. I don't have evidence. But I know my actions, and I know what I did do and what I didn't. If I had evidence, I wouldn't have served all them years.
So, Daniel, how long have you actually been out?
I was released on June 16th.
And what have you been doing with this newfound freedom of yours?
Truthfully, not much. Just embracing my freedom. Trying to find some work. Catching up with my mom. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Daniel, did you go and see any of these officers that you claimed have wronged you?
Come on, man, of course not. Do you think I'm trying to go back to prison? Hell no. But look, I did run into the detective lady, Detective Atkins, okay?
I saw her about a week ago. She was coming out of a coffee shop.
Were you following her?
No, I was just out walking, and I happened to see her. That's it.
So, Daniel, you didn't approach her? You didn't talk to her about anything?
No. I was walking towards the coffee shop. She came out and started walking towards me. We immediately recognized each other. We made some brief, awkward eye contact, and we went our separate ways. That was it. Trust me, she was the last person I wanted to see that day.
Daniel, did you have any encounters with these other officers that we talked about?
No, just the detective.
All right, Daniel, tell me your whereabouts on Saturday, June 21st and Sunday, June 22nd.
Look, I didn't kill anybody if that's what you're trying to get at.
Daniel, just answer the question.
Come on, so what? Like, the entire day on both days?
Sure.
Well, Saturday's pretty easy. I spent the day in my apartment.
Now, Daniel, you just got out of prison. I would expect that you'd want to spend most of your free time outdoors, not cooped up in some apartment.
Well, that's what I did.
The whole day?
Correct, the whole day.
So you didn't make any calls? You didn't talk to anybody?
I don't have a phone yet, so no, I didn't make any calls.
You don't have a phone?
Been
Daniel, are you
involved.
trying
Yeah,
to
I'm
stay
trying to
off the
figure
grid?
out
Is that why you don't have a phone?
Oh, no, don't get me
who
wrong. I want a phone.
who is
I just
behind
need
this, who killed
to
the
prioritize other things
officers,
at the moment. The transition hasn't been
trying to figure out some
easy, you know?
information.
Yeah, I can imagine. All right, Daniel, so just to make sure that I get this straight, on Saturday, June 21st, there is nobody that can account for your time the entire day except for you. Is that correct?
I guess so. Yeah.
The fact
All
that
right,
he
well, then
said
what
that the
about Sunday,
officers
June 22nd?
set him up, that doesn't make a whole lot
On
of sense.
Sunday, I left
Why
my
would
apartment.
why would the officers
Sometime
give him
between
fentanyl
9
just to
and
send
9:30
him
in
to
the morning.
jail? That doesn't make
Walked
any
over to my mom's
sense.
house.
I feel like he's lying
Spent most
about
of the day with
that.
her, and returned home.
Like he has to
around
be. Why would the
6-ish that
officers
evening.
give him fentanyl to put him in jail
I stayed there
on
for the rest of the
purpose? No, I think
All right,
he
so
I
then I
think
would
he's
imagine that
lying
your
about that. That's the
mom,
only
she would be
thing
able to
that is
verify
not
this
adding up
time
to
that
me.
you spent with her, right?
Why would he say
Possibly.
that? That doesn't make
She was
any
Alzheimer's,
sense.
so her memory is obviously not that reliable.
Well, I'm
When
sorry
the
to hear
police
that.
officers
It is what it is.
arrest somebody, they're doing it for a
All right,
reason.
well, is there
They're not
anybody else
doing
besides
it.
your mom that
They're
can
not doing
account
it
for
to
your
set
time
you
that
up.
day?
They're doing it for a reason.
No, there aren't.
I feel like there's a reason they arrested him, and I think it's because he had drugs on him.
All right, well, Daniel, is there anything else that you feel I should know?
No, nothing I can think of.
Other reasons seem
All right,
valid,
then we'll
though.
take a short break, okay?
I don't know what other reasons. I mean, everything else he said didn't seem liable, but the fact that he said the officer set me up when he mentioned about him having the fentanyl, he said the officer set him up.
All right.
I feel like he's
I'm really
lying
glad that we brought this guy
out of
in.
his head with that. Like,
You know, the fact
that
that he
doesn't
has
make
no
any
real
sense to me.
alibis for both times of death definitely doesn't sit right with me. But unfortunately, we can't go on just that alone. We need factual evidence to discredit anything that he's just told us.
Okay.
So can you look through the evidence and see if you can find anything that contradicts parts of his statement? I know there has to be something. I just know this guy isn't being 100% with us.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Look things over and let me know what you can find. Call me back once you've got something.
Why would they set him up? Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. What do I do? Text message records? Okay. That's clearly a lie. Yeah, it's definitely a lie. Nah, 100%. It's definitely a lie.
Hello? Perfect. Beautiful job. Yeah, Caleb's interpretation of the events with his wife and Daniel, they don't match up at all. And those text messages between
Also, he lied
Detective
about that
Atkins and
too?
Officer Alexander,
Oh yeah, this
that
guy is
also paints
sus.
their encounter in a completely different light.
He lied about that too?
Yeah, he's
I thought it was
definitely
just
hiding
about the
something here.
drugs.
Really good catch.
Okay, he lied about that
Let me
too.
present him
Yeah.
with this info
Okay, he's
and let's see what he
definitely
has to say.
he's definitely not
should be
he's
interesting.
definitely not telling the truth
All right,
at
let me
all.
get back in there.
All
Talk
right.
soon. Bye.
Can't wait to see his reaction to this. He's gonna be in trouble. Also, lying to a detective too is a federal offense, and that's even worse. You're never supposed to lie to a detective ever. So the fact that he did that is
All
even
right,
worse.
this is a
It's a federal
continuation
offense.
with Daniel
You're never
Hernandez.
supposed to lie to a detective.
So,
Never.
Daniel, according to you, you had a brief run-in with Detective Atkins about a week ago. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
I
correct.
learned that from this
But
game,
you
by the
didn't
way.
confront her
I never
in
knew
any
that
manner
before, and I
or
played.
speak with
I
her
think it
at
was
all,
the
right? Is that
first
also
game,
correct?
and
Yeah,
I learned
correct.
that. I never knew that was a
All right,
federal
Daniel, I want
offense
you
to lie
take
to
a
a
look at these
detective.
text message records.
I
and
never
look at
knew
them
that.
very carefully there. Now, you'll notice that Detective Atkins viewed this little encounter of yours, well, a lot differently than you did, Daniel. In fact, she claims that the two of you did indeed speak to each other. And she used the word altercation to describe this encounter that you guys had. Now, you see, Daniel, I also have a statement from somebody else in which they also use the word altercation to describe this encounter. So, Daniel, why is it that other people are using the word altercation to describe this encounter that you guys had, but then, according to you, the two of you never even said a word to each other? So what the hell is that about, Daniel?
Okay. Yes, I did confront her, but man, you gotta realize she took years of my life away from me. Of course I had to give her a piece of my mind, but I don't know why she referred to it as an altercation, because it definitely wasn't.
She took years of life away from you. You had the drugs. What do you mean she, bro?
Maybe I got a little heated,
I don't
but I
like
never
this
threatened
guy.
her or touched her
What do you
in
mean
any manner.
she? What do you mean?
But I
You're
also wasn't
blaming it
gonna
on
let her leave
her,
without
bro.
her
You
knowing that
had
she
the
completely
drugs.
screwed
What do
me
you
over.
mean, bro? This
4 years,
bro, this
man.
guy.
4 fucking years. And she and those other officers, they
It's
were the
your
ones
fault.
responsible.
Oh, they're the ones
Did she have
responsible.
anything
Yeah,
to say to
sure,
you?
buddy. Sure.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
apologized to me.
sure. Okay.
She apologized to
Yeah,
you.
sure.
Yes, she did.
What
Not
an
that it means
idiot.
shit anyways, but yes, she did apologize.
Seriously.
All right, Daniel, if this encounter went down the way that you say it did, then why did you lie to me earlier?
Look, man, I'm not trying to go back to prison, okay? I didn't kill anybody. I'm just trying to get my shit together and move on with my life. Maybe I bent the truth a little bit, but that's only because I know you guys like to play dirty.
Daniel, look, I understand what you've been
The
through.
fuck you mean you understand? No, you don't understand. You didn't lose years of your life for some shit you didn't do. Now I appreciate that you're doing your job and you're trying to find some justice for your fellow officers, but don't patronize me and tell me you understand, because you definitely don't understand.
You're right. Okay, Daniel, you're right. I don't understand what you've been through. But look, I am a person of integrity, okay? I am going to do my job as best as I possibly can. Daniel, I have no personal vendetta against anyone. So what, you don't think or trust that I'm going to handle this investigation properly? Really?
No, I don't.
Wow. He did not just say that. Are you serious? He did not just say... Wow. He did not just say that. Bro, get this man out of here.
Your people burned that bridge a long time ago.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
What
you
is
are
wrong
certainly
with this
entitled
guy?
to your opinion, Daniel.
He's blaming everything on the officers.
you
What
out
is
of here,
wrong
Frank.
with this guy,
Sounds good
dude?
to me.
I can't. I can't with this. This guy's an idiot. Like, I can't. Like, chat, I can't. This guy's an idiot. I can't. Oh
Well,
my
we
gosh.
established that he did indeed lie to us.
Oh,
That certainly
bro.
doesn't help his situation. He also clearly still has a chip on his shoulder,
Wow.
which further solidifies a possible motive of revenge. And who knows? Going back to prison may or may not be a deterrent for him. Doesn't seem like he's got a lot to lose. I honestly don't know. Alright, like I mentioned earlier, I do want to hear from both Megan and Caleb again. Especially Caleb. But first, I got a text message from our crime scene investigator, Sean. He wants to come in and talk on record.
Oh my gosh,
I think he's got some new
I
insights
can't,
to share.
dude.
Things that support that our two officers were indeed murdered. Now, I'm pretty sure that Sean hasn't had access to any of the interviews so far. We're keeping everything really tight as we work through this investigation, so this means he may be a bit out of the loop with some of this stuff. Nonetheless, I'm hoping that he's got something that can shed more light on what's happened. Alright, let me get him in here. Hang tight.
Oh my gosh, Chad, that guy was horrible. I'm starting to think he did it. Like, I really am. I don't know, Chad, let me know what you guys think. I'm starting to think he did it. Like, I generally think he did it.
Sean, I am recording. Today is June 26th.
But I don't know.
Detective Martin Ruiz, badge number 7621. And with me here today is the Fisham County Police Department's crime scene investigator, Sean Hamill. So, Sean, go ahead and please spell your first and last name for me.
Okay, Sean, S-E-A-N, Hamill, H-A-M-I-L-L.
Thank you, and please acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you are consenting to this recording.
Yes, I consent to this recording.
And lastly, please acknowledge that we have already gone over your rights and that you are willfully making this statement.
Yes, that is also correct, Detective. We have gone over my rights, and I am making this statement willfully.
All right, so, yeah, man, what is going on? This sounded urgent, and you wanted to have the conversation on record, so I imagine you must have something important that you want to share?
Yeah, no, absolutely. First, I just wanted to start by offering my condolences for the loss of Officer Campbell. You know, I know you guys were always very close in that he considered you a friend, and, you know, I imagine discovering his body has got to be weighing on you a lot.
Well, thank you. And, yeah, it's been a lot to take in, man. It's been a lot.
Yeah. Sure. No, I get it. Same here. So, look, Marnie, it's my understanding that you have an individual named Daniel Hernandez here. I believe you interviewed him just before me. Is there anything new you've learned, or...
I mean, yeah, I learned a few things. Why?
Well, what I'm about to tell you has been weighing on me for far too long, and unfortunately it is not going to paint some people in the best of light, including myself.
Oh, shit, man, you definitely have my undivided attention now, that's for sure.
Okay, well, I'm sure you knew that Detective Atkins headed the Hernandez case back in the day?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, okay, well, when fentanyl started flooding the streets of Fisham County, Atkins was 100% sure that Hernandez was our guy, right? And he had some other prior drug offenses, but nothing major, just a few small stints in jail, right? Marijuana possession, minor drug trafficking, stuff like that. But Atkins had been following Hernandez for a while, and she knew that he'd moved on to bigger and better things, right? The only issue was we could never catch him in the act. But we were in a crisis, Marty, and you know that, right? We had so many cases of kids dying from this stuff. It was terrible, and so she knew she had to do something. So she decided to plant some evidence on him in hopes of securing a conviction, and...
Oh my gosh, he was telling the truth. He was telling the truth. Wow, are you kidding me? He was telling the truth. So they basically framed him. Wow. Bro, he was telling the truth. Bro, I thought he was lying. Are you serious?
And I'm ashamed to admit that
Wow.
I was the guy who documented that evidence.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I can't believe that.
Wow. And
Yeah, they
and
framed him.
What was
So
this
he was
evidence?
right.
She had gotten around 20 grams of fentanyl from
Wow,
our
I
evidence
can't believe
logger and
that.
gave it to Campbell and Alexander, and
Bro, he's telling the
one day
truth this whole
they
time.
stopped him under suspicion of dealing.
Okay, I feel
and
bad what I said now.
planted the goods
I
on
feel
him.
bad.
The rest is history, you know, until now, I guess.
Wow, Sean.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
I know. Look, and I completely understand, and I am ready to accept the consequences of my actions. All right.
Yeah, good. And you will.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? Wow. Look, we first need to sort out what happened with Atkins and Alexander, and then after that, yeah, man, you bet your ass you are going to be talking to internal affairs, and you will tell them everything that you just shared with me. What the fuck, man? Look, they're gonna have to deal with this one, not me, man.
Okay.
Not me.
Yeah, no, of course. Look, Marty, I just want the same thing as you, okay? I just want justice for Atkins and Alexander, even if that means I have to go down for my own poor decisions. Okay, I want to help you solve this case, and Hernandez is number one on my radar right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, since you shared that you guys actually set him up, then yeah, that would easily justify his motive for revenge, of course.
Yeah, no, and absolutely.
Dude, wow.
And look at this.
I can't believe they saw it. They
Who's
set him
these?
up,
Those
dude.
are my text message records. Take a look at the one from 7:15 this morning. Go ahead, read it out loud from the record if you need.
3 down, 1 to go. You're next. Fuck.
Yeah, I know. I'm scared, Marty. Okay, the other 3 officers involved in Hernandez's setup are all dead. I'm the last one. Okay, it is obvious that Hernandez sent that text message. There's no question about it.
And you weren't able to trace this message to a phone number, location, anything?
No, the number and location came back as unknown. I mean, maybe if I did some more digging, I might be able to actually trace it back to something, but, you know, I went and hold my breath. Hernandez covered his tracks really good with this one.
All right, well, I mean, you clearly seem to think that Hernandez is our guy, so just out of curiosity, when did you learn about his release?
Yesterday, actually. I come in to do some last minute looking into the Atkins case and wanted to make sure I didn't overlook anything, and sure enough I did. You know, it turns out he was released on June 16th. So,
Dude, I'm only
easier.
an hour into the game,
man,
and
the timing.
dude, it's
definitely
going
works
crazy
out.
already.
So,
And I'm not even
so
that
why
far
were you
into
so quick to initially
Wow.
rule the deaths of Atkins and Alexander as suicides? I mean, hell, even Caleb
it. Dude, I
Atkins,
hope they make
even
more of
he
these
thought his
games.
own
They
life
are
had been
so
Yeah, no,
freaking interesting.
look, I mean,
It is
a lot of
ridiculous.
stuff about this case made it easy
They are
to
actually so
overlook,
good.
you know?
I'm hoping they make more.
I mean,
If
the
they
crime
make
scene for
more,
one
I will
was
play
perfect.
them.
There was no sign of struggle.
Like, I will
or
play them.
Anything.
If they
out
make-
of the ordinary.
If they release one every
And you didn't
year,
have
I'll
any
play it. Like, if
suspicions
they release
regarding
another one
firearms
next
that
year, I'll play it.
Atkins
They release
supposedly
one
used
the
to kill
year
herself?
after, I'll
Because
play it. Like, I'm gonna keep
that
playing.
wasn't her
They're
department
so
issued
good and so
firearm.
interesting.
Right, according to Caleb, her firearm is still locked up in a gun safe in their bedroom, and that didn't stick out to you?
No, I mean, not initially, at least. I mean, she could have owned any other gun, you know. You know that better than anyone, right? It wasn't until I started to consider that murder might actually be a possibility that I ran a trace on her gun, and it's untraceable. It's a ghost gun. You know, clearly the sign of someone who actually knows what they're doing.
So it was a ghost gun.
Yeah.
And when did you learn that?
It just confirmed it today.
And what about Alexander's firearm? Was that one his?
Yeah, no. That one was his, but I mean, considering he didn't have any kids, you know, it doesn't come as much as a surprise that he probably didn't secure it as well as Atkins did, right? I mean, someone could have just gone in there and easily found his gun and taken him out with it. I know that's what I would do if I were the murderer, at least.
Yeah, that is. It's possible. Yeah.
Look, Marty, I get it. It looks like I overlooked a lot in this case. Yeah, but you gotta remember, man, like, I didn't know Hernandez had been released. And I most certainly had not received a threatening text message yet. Which I think it's safe to say, that right there is enough to make me rethink this entire case. Okay, it's very clear that Hernandez killed them cleanly to set it up to look like a suicide, just like we set him up. Now he's fucking with me. Okay, and I'm next. He made that very clear also.
Yeah. All right, but there is still one thing that isn't quite adding up with this theory here, and that's that Hernandez, he didn't kill Campbell, right? So how would he have known that Campbell had OD'd? Because look, this message says 3 down, 3, right?
Right. No, yeah, I mean, any idiot can own a police scanner, Marty. I mean, he probably heard your call into the station. Right? You bet your ass if I were in his shoes, I would be monitoring police activity like a hawk. Right? The guy's good, Marty. He's really good.
All right, so then how do we explain Officer Campbell? How do we explain that?
What do you mean?
Well, what I mean is when I interviewed him a few days ago, the guy seemed so determined on coming clean about a lot of things that had been weighing him down. And I'm talking a lot of things, man. So why is it that he didn't tell me about this whole setup that you guys had with Hernandez? Because to me, I don't know, that seems like that would have been as good a time as any to come clean about that
wow.
too. Right?
I don't know, man. I haven't gone through the interview footage yet. But we all know his relationship with the bottle. And look, I get it. You guys were friends. I know him well too, but we gotta be honest with ourselves, right? In his condition, he's probably the most unreliable person I know. Right? I wouldn't trust anything that comes out of his mouth or doesn't come out of his mouth for that matter. Right? He's messed up. He was mentally unstable. He needed help. His recent actions show that well enough. It's just unfortunate that he wasn't able to get that help sooner,
Yeah, trust me, I know. All right, Sean, this is a lot for me to wrap my head around, man. This is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
I want to take a break, so is there anything else that you want to share?
I don't know. I gotta think about it for a second.
All right, you do that, and I'll be back, all right?
Okay.
Wow. Bro, he was telling the truth. Wow, I can't believe that. Wow.
Well, this just keeps getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah, no kidding.
If Hernandez did actually send those text messages, then he definitely has some explaining to do. And if he didn't, then we need to find out who did. I'll send over these text message records now so that you can check them out for yourself. Now, I hate to say this, but I feel like I can't trust anybody or anything right now. There's just too much coming from so many different angles.
Yeah, no kidding.
I do value Sean's work, and that was very brave of him to come clean like that, especially knowing that he's going to face some pretty serious consequences. But he's still human. He may be blinded by how close and personal this case is, and by the fact that someone has threatened to kill him. So, can you do me a favor and see if you can find anything that may not line up with some of his statements? I hate fact-checking a fellow officer, but in this situation, we really do need to cover all bases. Do your best and get back to me. Talk soon. Hey. Oh, I knew you'd find something. You always do. This is great. You're right. Hernandez did state that he had no phone. Well, that makes it pretty hard to send text messages, doesn't it? And Really good catch with Caleb's interview. If he overheard his wife and Sean talking about Hernandez, then Sean would have known about Hernandez's release well before yesterday. All right, let me hit him with this and see what he's got to say. We'll be up in just a sec. Bye.
All right, this is a continuation with Sean Hamill. So, Sean, I just want to revisit a couple of things that just aren't quite matching up with some of the evidence that I've obtained so far.
Okay. Yeah, what is it?
Well, the first thing is this threatening text message that you claim came from Daniel Hernandez. Now, when I spoke to him earlier today, Hernandez told me he doesn't even own a phone. All right, so naturally, he couldn't have even sent that text message.
Come on, Marty, are you serious?
Sean, I'm just pointing out something that was stated that conflicts with your theory, man. That's all.
Look, I get that, okay? I understand. But, I mean, he could have easily lied to you about not having a phone. You think a guy who is willing to plot revenge on the police department by killing 2 police officers is afraid to lie about not having a phone? I mean, come on. He could have easily just told you he didn't have one. I mean, he probably does, and it's some burner phone that he already got rid of.
Yeah, you're right. He could have easily lied about that, sure.
No, Marty, make no mistake. He is lying about that.
Fair enough. Look, the other thing that I do want to clear up, though, is the timing in which you actually learned about Daniel Hernandez's release from prison. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you stated that you found out that Hernandez was released yesterday. Is that right?
Yes, right, correct.
All right, well, see, Caleb Atkins, he mentioned that he overheard a pretty serious phone conversation that his wife, Detective Atkins, and yourself had several days ago. Okay? Now, he mentioned that this conversation centered around some sort of a confrontation, I guess, that Atkins and Hernandez had. Now, this also matches up with exactly what Hernandez told me. All right, now, I guess he, ran into her in front of some coffee shop, and the two of them exchanged some words. And, yeah, this whole phone conversation that you had with Atkins, that's not ringing any bells?
No, not really. I mean, not that I doubt it happened. There's so much that's been going on, Marty, Yeah, no, I mean, I'm glad Caleb said something, though, because now that I think about it, Atkins was acting a little bit weird, like something was off in the days leading up to her death. I mean, in hindsight, she probably knew that Hernandez was plotting something, and, sadly she was right.
So, you really have no recollection of having this phone call with Atkins? I mean, I get it, right? Things have been crazy stressful around here. Totally get that, but I don't know. This seems like a pretty important phone conversation to have slip your mind, no?
Hey, look, Marty, I have no reason to lie to you, man. Okay, I mean, I'm the one who put myself on record. Why would I put myself on record just to lie to you? That doesn't make any sense. And like I said, it's not that I don't think the conversation happened. Especially if Caleb said it happened. I don't remember. That's it. I genuinely don't remember it happening.
All right, fair enough, man.
No.
Yeah, is there anything else then that you want to share?
No. I mean, I've pretty much racked my brain as much as I can. I mean, if anything else comes up, obviously you'll be the first to know.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, let's call it a wrap, Sean.
Well, I'm not sure that satisfied any of my questions, but he is right about Hernandez. The guy could have easily lied about not having a phone. And the reality is, if he did send that text message, then it totally makes sense that he would lie about not having a phone. Kinda sucks that there's no real way to prove that. Now, as for Sean not remembering that call with Atkins, I gotta say, that's a little weird. I mean, I guess it's possible that he did forget with everything going on, but it doesn't seem very likely. Now, on the flip side, I can't think of any reason as to why he would lie about that. So, yeah, I don't know. Feels like we didn't get too far in there. Alright, let's get Megan back in here for another round of questioning. There's definitely some things we need to clear up with her. I'll be back with her in just a few. Talk soon.
Yeah, we're almost 2 hours into the game. So we got about 3 hours and 45 minutes. So we're almost 2 hours in. So we got like an hour and 45 minutes left. Well, once we get to the 2 hour mark.
All right, this is a continuation with Megan Alexander. The date is June 26th. So, Megan, how are you holding up?
I'm doing okay, all things considered.
Have you heard the news about Officer Campbell?
Unfortunately, yes.
Are you surprised?
Somewhat. Especially since I just saw him a few days ago, and I mean, he seemed to be doing okay. I mean, we all know that he had his battles
Play something
with
else? No, this is the only game I'm playing today.
Yes, with all the craziness that's
I want to play
it
this
was just
game
too
through
much
its
for him.
entirety.
So in that sense, no, I'm not surprised. I'm saddened, but not surprised.
Sure. Well, look, Megan, the reason that I brought you back here today is that some new information has surfaced, and yeah, I just want to make sure that we get some things cleared up, okay?
Sure. Anything I can do to help.
And I appreciate that, as always. Now, Megan, I am going to do my best to be somewhat sensitive here, because what I'm going to share is probably going to be a hard pill for you to swallow. Now, that said, I do need to get to the bottom of things, so please forgive me for being very blunt here, okay? It has come to my attention that your husband and Detective Atkins, that the two of them were having an affair, Megan. They were having an affair. And apparently this has been going on for quite some time.
Oh, she didn't know? Oh, wow. I thought she knew.
Yeah.
I guess she didn't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, Megan, were you aware of this?
I don't think so. By her reaction, I don't think so.
Detective. I mean, I had my suspicions.
Wow.
So you only had suspicions, you didn't know for sure prior to me telling you just now?
No, I didn't know. And to be honest, my suspicions had nothing to do with Detective Atkins. I thought that he may have had something going on with someone, but I didn't know who. Hearing that it was her, that stings a little bit more. She and I were supposed to be friends. But I guess I am the idiot in this situation.
No, Megan, you're not an idiot. Of course not. Look, I just feel horrible, having to be the person to break this news to you, and I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. I mean, I'm glad that you said something, because I am sure that there are a lot of people at the station that already knew. I'm glad that at least you had the courage to tell me.
Yeah, that is certainly one way to look at it, Megan. Now, there is more that I do need to go over with you.
More.
Unfortunately, yeah. Wow. It now appears that your husband did not take his own life. We now have reasons to believe that he was indeed murdered.
Oh my God.
Now, Megan,
Yeah,
were
we
you
don't know
aware
who.
of any improper or any shady actions that he may have had here at the station or while on duty as a police officer for this department?
You mean besides the affair with Atkins?
Yes, Megan, besides that, yeah.
No. I'm not aware of anything.
Does the name Daniel Hernandez, does that ring any bells?
Of course, that was a big case around here. And Derek was very proud of that arrest.
Right. Now, Daniel Hernandez was actually released from prison a little over a week ago. So, did your husband ever tell you about the details regarding this case or anything about his involvement with it?
I know that Daniel Hernandez is responsible for bringing a lot of drugs into our community, literally ruining lives, and that Derek played a major part in taking him down.
And that's all that you know?
Yes. Am I supposed to know more?
Well, Megan, we have reasons to believe that your husband and other members of our department, that they were involved in the setup of Daniel Hernandez. Yeah.
What? Like, Daniel Hernandez is actually innocent.
That is correct, Megan, yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can't believe this.
And you weren't aware of this?
No. Absolutely not.
Well, Megan, with this newfound information, does that give you any more insight as to who may have killed your husband and Detective Atkins?
Well, it certainly seems like Daniel Hernandez had reasons.
Yeah, that is possible. Mm-hmm.
Do you know what, though?
What?
This actually makes sense.
What is it that makes sense, Megan? What?
Derek told me that he received threatening text messages from an unknown number.
Really?
Yes. It was a few days before he died. Look, I can't say for sure, but based on everything that you just told me, I mean, it seems pretty likely that Daniel Hernandez is the one that did it.
Megan, why are you just now bringing this up? Like, why didn't you mention this when you and I spoke a few days ago?
Because at the time, Derek's death was classified as a suicide. I mean, he's a cop. Weird things like this happen all the time. I mean, there's a lot of people that have a reason to hate him and send messages like that. I mean, we didn't think much of it at the time, but now it is pretty clear that Daniel Hernandez was taunting him and then he killed him.
Is that what you think?
Detective, I don't know what I think anymore, but this makes sense.
Fair enough, Megan, fair enough. All right, let's take a brief break, okay? I'll be back in just a bit, all right, Megan?
good idea.
Oh, no. See, I'm conflicted. Everyone's saying he did it, but there's not enough evidence yet, so I don't know.
So, what are you thinking? A lot of stuff was said in
Also,
there.
I know some
I'm not
games
so sure she's
are
being
not going
completely
to
honest.
appeal to a certain
But
amount of
I don't
people.
want to accuse
That's why
her
I
of lying
play.
or
That's why
misstating
I'm a
facts,
variety streamer.
unless
I
we have
play a
something
bunch of different
solid to present.
games. There's some games that aren't going to
So,
appeal to
look
people.
things over and see what you
But
can find.
if I play a
Talk to you
game
soon.
and I find it interesting, and I wanna see where the story goes, I'm gonna continue playing it, regardless of how many views it gets, um, or you know, if people. That's what I was supposed to do, right? Yeah. Okay. So,
Hey, I knew you'd do it again. Good stuff, as usual. And you're right. Officer Alexander's text records, they don't show any signs of any threatening text messages. And Officer Campbell straight up told me that he told both spouses about the affair prior to their deaths. Yeah, these things definitely don't match up with what she said. All right, let's get the show back on the road. Bye for now.
All right, this is a continuation with Megan Alexander. So, Megan, thanks for, your patience. I appreciate you waiting here, so thank you.
Of course.
Now, Megan, I do want to make sure that we get some things cleared up between you and I here. Now, in regards to the affair between your husband and Detective Atkins, the first time that you're hearing about any of this is today, right? That's what you told me. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Well, see, Megan, that directly contradicts with what Officer Campbell told me a few days ago.
I'm not sure I understand.
Look, Officer Campbell told me that prior to the deaths of both your husband and Detective Atkins, that he spoke to you, Megan. And when he spoke to you, that he told you about the affair. He also said that I guess he felt guilty about exposing the whole thing, and he thought that that may have played a role in their deaths. So yeah, Megan, according to Officer Campbell, you did know about the affair before today, Megan.
Well, I'm not sure what would possess him to tell you that. But I can assure you that he and I never had that conversation. I didn't know about the affair until you mentioned it today.
So, Officer Campbell lied to me? Is that what you're telling me, Megan?
Detective, the man was clearly unstable. He literally OD'd last night. He had a lot of struggles, and he used alcohol and other substances to deal with it. He may have thought that we had that conversation, but I guarantee you it never actually happened.
Well, it's unfortunate for me, Megan, because dead men cannot speak, can they? But look, that is what Officer Campbell told me before he died. And now here, Megan, you're telling me the exact opposite. So what am I supposed to do with that, huh? What am I supposed to do, Megan?
Detective, I know that your job is hard, but you have to trust me. I am telling the truth. He never told me about the affair.
Fair enough, Megan, fair enough. Now, the other thing that we need to address are these threatening text messages that you claim your husband had received. Now, I want you to take a look at this.
What are these?
Those are your husband's text message records. Now, I want you to take a very close look, and you tell me, what do you notice about those?
I don't know. This all looks pretty normal.
Yeah, that is correct, Megan. But most importantly, what you're going to notice is that there are no threatening messages in those records, Megan. Not a single one.
You're right. I was mistaken. Maybe they were phone calls and not text messages.
So you're saying that these threats, now you're saying that they were done via phone calls? Is that what you're saying, Megan?
Like I said before, he's a cop. These types of things are not that unusual. I know that he was threatened because he told me. I thought that they were text messages. Obviously, they weren't.
Look, Megan, I am also a cop, okay? And I can tell you in my entire career, I have never once received any threatening phone calls, text messages, email, anything, Megan, ever.
Well, that's very fortunate for you, Detective.
Yeah, Megan, I guess it is. All right, that is going to do it for now. Let's get you back to the waiting room.
Holy shit, am I frustrated with this lady. I'm not saying that she's guilty of anything, but she sure is suspicious as all hell. There's no way that we can prove whether or not Officer Campbell told her about the divorce. And that sucks. Because if he did, well then that gives her a clear motive. I'm also not sold on these threats that she claimed her husband received. Now, text messages, yeah, we can track those. But we can't track the contents of phone calls. Again, there's no way to prove if she's telling the truth. Alright, let's not get caught up here. We gotta keep moving forward. Let's get Caleb back in here. Hopefully we can make some more headway with him. We'll be up in just a sec. Alright. Bye.
Alright, here we go.
All right, this is a continuation with Caleb Atkins. Today is June 26th. So, yeah, Caleb, man, how are you holding up?
Honestly, not so good.
Yeah, well, that is totally understandable. Totally understandable. So, I'm sure that you heard about Officer Campbell, yeah?
Yeah, Marty, I heard.
It's so confusing.
Thoughts
Yeah,
about
it
that?
kind
No.
of is.
Not really?
Are you surprised?
Truthfully?
It's like one person saying
No.
one thing, one person saying another thing. It's
Fair
confusing him
Fair
too.
enough. Well, look,
It's confusing the detective too,
that I
because
brought
he
you
doesn't
back
know what to
here
believe.
is that I now have very strong reason
Hoping
to
as we
believe
get through the
that your
story,
wife
it'll make
and
more
Officer
sense.
Alexander
Because this is how the
were
first one
indeed
was.
murdered.
Is every character
That's what
in
I'm
the
trying to tell
game
you.
was
Yeah, man, and I think that you're right. I do.
um
Now, I do need to ask you about a trip that
it was the
Samantha
same
mentioned.
thing, and then near the end you find out that Rebecca was the one
trip to Thailand?
that accidentally
What
killed
do you know about that trip?
Daniel, which
It
was in
was-
the first game. He got
It was
shot
just a vacation that
and
Marie
died.
and Sam were gonna take.
She was the
really
one
my
that
thing,
killed him,
so
and that was a big surprise
I
to
opted out.
me because
So it was
in
just a
the whole
vacation?
game she was
Nothing
acting
more than
innocent.
that?
She was saying
just
that
a
she didn't
vacation.
do it. and we find out at the end that she did it.
Not
So
going, that had
it's probably gonna be
nothing
something
to
like
do with
that,
your
where it's one of these
relationship
people
with
being
Marie?
innocent. We're gonna
Because,
find out near the
I
end
don't know, to
that they
me,
killed
that
the
seems
officers. That's
kinda
probably
odd,
where
you go on
it's
such an
gonna
amazing
head.
trip with your family.
Probably what's
it
gonna
just
happen.
wasn't my thing. Why spend all that money on something I'm not even into? It just didn't make sense. I wouldn't read too much into it, Marty.
Well, look, Caleb.
Yeah,
the
that's
reason
crazy.
that
Yeah,
I
it was very
ask
unexpected.
is that some
Rebecca
new
was like in her
information has come to
20s.
light regarding
She
your
didn't
marriage.
seem like a killer to me,
Yeah,
and
what's
I
that?
find out near the end of the game that she
Well,
shot and
according
killed
to
Dane,
Officer Campbell,
and I had to arrest her.
your wife,
It's very
and
hard
Officer Alexander,
to arrest
well, they
her
were having an
because
affair.
she did it by accident.
So, what do you think about
But
that claim?
but yeah, I feel like I
Yeah, he
had
was
to
right.
because she killed somebody.
And how
You
did you
can't
know?
kill
Well,
anybody
for one, he told me.
in any
Then I did some
sort
digging around on
of
my own. That's when I
country.
found out she was
It's a
gonna file for
law.
divorce.
You break the law, you go to
Rocket
jail.
scientist to put
Simple
two
as
and two
that.
together.
So even though it was
Yeah, well,
hard,
see,
I had to
here's
do
the
it.
thing,
It
right?
was the right
If we
thing to
start to
do.
go down this path that we're looking at a couple of homicides here, well then, Caleb, man, your knowledge of the affair, your knowledge of the divorce, yeah, that gives you motive.
Yeah, I'm aware.
So, what did you know about the affair?
I don't know, just what Officer Campbell told me. He told me that Marie and Derek had been having this fling, and I guess it had gone on for quite a long time.
Did you confront her?
No, but I was going to.
Can you maybe elaborate a little bit more about these marital issues that the two of you have been having?
I don't know what to tell you, Marty. Things weren't okay. We hardly spent any time together. Sometimes it felt like glorified roommates, but listen, Marty, that doesn't mean I would kill her. So she's unhappy in our marriage. So we deal with it and move on like adults.
Possibly, Caleb, possibly.
Marty, I'm the one that was pushing you guys to rule out suicide. Why the hell would I do that if I'm the one that killed her? I've been nothing but helpful here.
All right, let's hit the brakes for a sec. All right, can we switch gears for a sec?
Yeah, okay.
All right, I wanna talk to you about this confrontation that your wife had with Daniel Hernandez.
Sure.
Now, our CSI team member Sean Hamill, okay, he did confirm what you had told me.
Yeah, I know Sean. Good to know he was aware of the confrontation as well.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. When I spoke to Daniel Hernandez, he told me that there was nothing confrontational about this encounter at all. All right, now, he did admit that, yeah, he ran into your wife and the two of them spoke, but he said that
I forgot,
there was no
but I sent
confrontation.
you your
In fact,
bad
he
No,
actually
yeah, I
said
saw it.
that Detective Atkins apologized to him. Yeah,
What would she apologize to him for?
you don't know.
No. Marty, what did she apologize to him for?
Well, Detective
You already
Atkins
received it?
and
Yeah, I did.
Officers
I saw it.
Alexander and Campbell, as well as Sean Hamill, they were all involved in setting Daniel Hernandez up for his arrest. Yeah.
Marty, what are you talking about?
Look, Sean told me everything that had happened. Everything, all right? Now, of course, he will get dealt with later, but yeah, man,
Like, we're not telling you on
they
this,
set
but
his
no,
ass
that's
up.
okay.
They did. And you
fine.
really have no clue about any of this?
No. No, not at all.
I forget things too. My memory's not very good.
Marie, this sounds like nothing.
I'm
she would
very
be
honest
involved in.
about that.
She may have slipped up in our marriage, but when it came to her job, she had nothing but the utmost integrity. You know that.
Yeah, look, I'm just simply relaying information that was told to me. That's it, Caleb.
Well, maybe you should check your sources.
What, check with Sean?
Yeah, Sean. Never liked the guy. I bet he didn't tell you about his little gambling problem, did he? So quick to throw Marie and the other officers under the bus. Not so quick to air out his own dirty laundry.
Hold up, gambling?
Hold on. What gambling problem are you referring to?
Hold on,
You have
gambling?
to ask him. Marty, that's none of my business.
Yeah, I'll do that. Man.
Look. I've been married to a detective for years. I got a pretty good handle on how these things go. I get that you got to do your research into me. No offense taken on my part, but if I were you, I'd seriously be questioning whether Hernandez's account of the confrontation with Marie is actually accurate. You've got 2 other witnesses who say it didn't go down like that at all. And as for Sean, there may have been a setup, but if I had to bet money, he was in on it alone. And now he's got 3 dead people, one of which is a struggling alcoholic and drug addict that just OD'd, who he could say pressured him into doing it.
Yeah, well, look, I do appreciate that insight. I do, Caleb. And yeah, trust me, man, I will be doing my research.
I know you will.
All right, well, is there anything else that you want to share at the moment?
No, I'm good for now.
All right, let's take a break, okay?
Okay.
Wow. He gambled too? What? When did that pop up?
Wow.
Oh, what is happening?
Nothing about this case
Dude.
is easy.
What is
I feel
happening?
like everyone's pointing fingers at everyone else
Dude.
for one reason or another.
You set
And
up
now,
Daniel,
knowing that Caleb has
saying
already withheld information
he's
from
a
us,
gambling addict.
I'm finding it hard to
dude,
take
what is
anything that
happening?
he says at face value. I'd wager that we have some evidence that would contradict some of these things that he had to
It's
say.
gotta be stressful for the detective.
nail him
Yeah,
on
I feel like it is kind of stressful for
Look through
him,
the evidence and see
considering
what you can find.
he's interrogating all these
I'll be
people.
waiting. All right. Bye.
All right, I know which ones I need to pick because I'm watching a video on this. I want to make sure I make the right decisions. So I gotta pick. Yeah, it's this one, and I gotta pick the voice thing underneath here. Submit. Alright. Contradiction number 4.
Hey.
Here we go.
Okay. Good stuff. I like it. Yeah, those text messages make it very clear that Detective Atkins made some pretty major mistakes at work. And more importantly, that she told Caleb about it. That voicemail is great too. There's no way that he didn't know about this voicemail that was left on his phone at his own house. No. It sounds like his wife was actually planning a move. This wasn't just some vacation. All right, this is great. Let's see what he has to say about all this. We'll be back up in just a sec. Bye.
Okay, this is a continuation with Caleb Atkins.
Looks like you got something there for me.
Yeah, Caleb, I do have something here for you. Take a look.
These Marie's text records?
That is correct.
I guess you're showing these messages to me regarding her mistakes at work?
Yeah, Caleb, that is also correct. Now, it seems that you did indeed know about some pretty serious stuff going on with her at work, and of course, yeah, these mistakes that she mentioned making.
Yeah, okay, I knew.
All right, Caleb, what exactly did you know about her mistakes at work?
I just knew she fucked up. Okay, she just told me the surface stuff with Hernandez. I didn't probe any deeper, but I knew she was involved in his setup.
And that's it?
No, actually.
What's on this?
I don't know. It's Marie's. I just know it has something to do with the whole Hernandez situation.
So you never looked at the contents of this drive?
No, it's protected with a pin. I couldn't figure it out. I figured you guys might have better luck than I did.
And why are you just now giving this to me?
Because I was worried that it has some damaging information on it that makes Marie look like a pretty shitty person. And honestly, I was worried about Sam. And having her mom's name tarnished here forever. But this case is getting way too big and serious. I realize that you need it, even if it hurts our family name.
Well, obviously I wish you had given this to me sooner, but I appreciate you giving it to me nonetheless.
I'm sorry. I wish I had given it to you sooner too.
Now, Caleb, you mentioned being concerned about Samantha and her having her mom's name being tarnished, which, yeah, I would imagine any good father would be worried about something like that. I get it. But it does make me question what you actually knew about this trip that your wife and Samantha were going to be taking, because, Caleb, you told me that it was just a vacation. But it was more than that, wasn't it, Caleb?
You got your hands on our voicemails, didn't you?
Yeah, Caleb, I did.
Then you already know.
I do. Yeah, I do. Your wife was planning on leaving the country, wasn't she?
Yeah,
And she was planning on taking Samantha with her.
yeah.
Now, did Samantha know about these larger plans of hers?
No, Sam really thought it was a vacation. I think Marie planned on telling her about the school visit after they got to Thailand, but I'm not sure. Marie can be pretty hard to figure out sometimes.
And how long have you known?
I don't know. Long enough, I guess.
All right, so, Caleb, just so I get this clear, you have known for a while now that your wife was having an affair, that she was planning on getting a divorce, and that she was going to be leaving the country with your kid. Did I get all that right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Caleb, does your wife have an insurance policy?
Yes, we both do. What? Are you thinking I killed her for money? Are you serious?
Caleb, I am simply covering all of my bases here. And the reality is you are unemployed, okay? And money is often a major motivator in cases like these. It is.
Well, that's a hell of a stretch, man.
Maybe. But again, Caleb, I am simply covering all of my bases.
Yeah, well, I think you went a little too far there.
Okay.
All right, Caleb, let's put that aside for now, okay? Put that aside because I want to talk a little bit more about this move to Thailand. Now, you clearly care a lot about Samantha. That's obvious. Now, Caleb, that's gotta hurt, man. Knowing that she is going to be all the way in Thailand, making it ridiculously difficult for you to see her. Now, I think that any caring father would try to avoid something like that at all costs.
What, by killing my wife?
Possibly, Caleb, yeah, possibly.
What good
I don't
would they
think
do?
I don't think he did
Then
it.
Sam would have a dead mother and a father locked up in prison. You think I'd do that to my kid?
Caleb, look, sometimes it is hard for people to think straight when they are consumed with anger. That is just a fact, man.
Well, I'm pretty angry right now, and I'm thinking just fine.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Time will tell, Caleb. Time will tell. All right, look, man, I want to get cracking on this USB drive because, yeah, this seems big and might prove to be helpful. Now, that said, I do need you to stay at the station a little while longer.
I figured as much.
All right, Caleb, we are done for now, okay?
Okay.
I chat. I want to crack this USB drive first, and then I gotta go AFK because I gotta eat dinner. But I really want to do this because I'm really interested to see what's on this.
Well, at least he was honest when he got caught in his lies. Or at least I think he was being honest. That said, the more that we learn about him, the more reasons he has for killing both Atkins and Alexander. We both know that people do some crazy shit in the heat of passion. He is definitely not in the clear yet, that is for damn sure. Alright, we got this pin-protected USB drive that we do need to look into. I'll get this over to you ASAP. Now, continue with any more questioning. And since this is Marie's personal drive, I feel like there's got to be something that we have that can help crack this pin. Look through everything.
Oh, I don't need it.
Once you've cracked it,
I don't
you
need
give me a
it.
call and we'll go from there. All right. Good luck. Talk to you soon.
I don't need it. Alright, so how do I do this? So, no. Oh, here we go. 1810. Submit. There we go. Perfect.
Well, hot damn. You really cracked it.
Yep, I did.
And to think, it was just their kid's birthday? I am having a hard time believing that Caleb didn't think of that. Well, regardless, great job. You are a miracle worker, that is for sure. And it sounds like we got some really good stuff there. Stuff that confirms everything that we need to know about the setup, as well as Marie's plans. All right. Now that you've got a look at what's on there, it's time to get Caleb back in here. I'll see you in a few. Bye.
Chad, this is gonna be a cutscene,
Okay, this is
so
another
I'm gonna go
continuation
AFK
of
really quick. I'm
Bad
gonna
Batch.
So
eat.
you were able
I'm gonna
to
come
crack
right
the
back.
USB drive.
Yes, Caleb, we were.
And?
Well, I haven't personally been able to look at the full contents of the drive because it was my partner that actually cracked it. But yeah, it appears that what's on there does actually confirm the setup, and it also does seem to reveal Marie's intentions. Now, that said, Caleb, I am having a hard time believing that you couldn't figure out the pin.
Why? What is it?
Oh my god.
What?
Can we cut the bullshit, man? For once, please.
What? What is it?
What is it? What? Caleb, you know what, man? The pin is literally Samantha's birth date. Now, are you going to sit here and tell me that you never once thought to try that? Come on, man.
Okay, fine, yeah. I knew the pin.
Caleb, man, you keep digging your hole deeper and deeper.
That was stupid of me. I don't know why I pretended not to know it. I'm just feeling really defensive in here. I'm sorry. I'm being stupid. I'm sorry.
You're sorry. Caleb, I don't need you to be sorry, man. I need you to tell me the truth, Caleb. Look, I'm going to find out what's on that drive. So, Caleb, just tell me now.
Everything's on there, Marty. And there's enough evidence to prove that there's plenty of other people who had a much stronger motive than I could possibly have. You're barking up the wrong tree. Marty, based on what's on that drive, I would seriously be looking into Hernandez, Sean, even Officer Campbell. All three of them would be at the top of my list, for sure. I know I seem like a possible suspect. She's hurt me like no other. It's true. But she is still the mother of my child. The most important person in my life. I'm not gonna fuck that up, Marty, ever.
Okay, that's fair. That is fair. So what you're telling me is that based on the contents of this drive, you're saying that all signs point to either Hernandez, Sean, or Officer Campbell.
Yeah, no question about it. Look, Marie made some seriously poor choices. But both Sean and Officers Campbell and Alexander were part of it all. I'm embarrassed to know that my wife was involved in this mess, but it seems to me she was trying to make things right as best she could. And I think that pissed certain people off. If you know what I mean. Put their careers, their lives in jeopardy. Let's just really analyze this for a bit. Maybe this case has already solved itself.
What do you mean by that?
Who's not around to face any repercussions? Who doesn't have to face public embarrassment? Who doesn't have to worry about serving any prison time?
Who, Caleb, who?
Officer Mark Campbell. That's who. You don't think the timing of his OD isn't a little suspect? I mean, the guy's been drinking heavy and using God knows what for years. But now, when shit really hits the fan, when he needs to face the consequences of his actions, now's when he ODs? No. Marty, he felt trapped by what Marie was gonna do. He was scared. He got fucked up out of his mind, and he took matters into his own hands. He killed Marie and Officer Alexander. And he couldn't live with what he did. He literally drank himself to death, trying to hide from the fact that he murdered two of his fellow officers, people that he has known and worked with for years.
Wow, Caleb, you seem pretty damn sure about this scenario. You do.
If you were there the night that he told me about the affair, you'd feel the same as me. The guy was a complete mess. A ticking time bomb. In hindsight, all the signs were there. I never thought he'd actually snap like this. If I could go back and do things differently, I'd do it in a heartbeat, Marty.
Yeah. Whew. That's a lot. It's a lot to take in. You know, Officer Campbell is someone that I considered a dear friend. He really was. Yeah, it's a lot to wrap my head around, Caleb. It is. Look, let's take a short break.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah, whatever you need. A word of advice, though, Marty. Try not to let that friendship cloud your judgment.
That's fair, Caleb. That is
Oh,
fair.
Chad, it's still happening? Thought I missed something. I guess I didn't. Actually, I missed this entire section because I was eating, but so it's fine.
Oh my gosh. What the hell? He really seems to think that Officer Campbell killed them. That just seems crazy to me. But I don't know, maybe I'm too biased. I really need to know if he actually believes that, or if he's just diverting attention away from himself. Look, I'm too close to this one. I really need your judgment call here. Do you think that Caleb really believes that Officer Campbell killed them? Knowing that will give me a better sense on how to proceed with him. You might need to review that last interview again carefully. I'm trusting you to get a really good read on him. You got this. You always do. Give me a call when you made up your mind. Talk soon. Bye.
Gotta press no.
Hey. So, you think he really believes that Officer Campbell's guilty, huh? Yeah. I hate to admit it, but I kind of got that feeling myself. It's good to see that we're on the same page. Now, I know he's lied to us earlier, but he did seem pretty authentic there. All right, let me get back to it. Appreciate your help as always. Bye.
All right, this is a continuation with Caleb Atkins. So, yeah, Caleb, man, you've given me a lot to process here, man, a lot.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. And, you know, I am trying to remove my bias, and I'm trying to look at this whole thing with an open mind. I really am. And, yeah, Caleb, I do believe you. When you say that you think Officer Campbell is guilty, I believe you, and I think that you make some pretty good arguments for that. So, with that said, do you have any thoughts regarding Hernandez or Sean, or do you 100% think that Campbell is our guy?
Look, it's definitely possible that Hernandez could have done it, so I wouldn't rule him out at all. As for Sean, he seemed just as trapped as Campbell, so It's definitely possible that he could have done it,
Okay.
but it's my gut
Those are the three I
telling
need to
me
pick.
that it was
I got
Officer
it.
Campbell. Like I said, Marty, when he came to me that night, he was a total train wreck. Like he was in some sort of real-life pressure cooker. I've never seen him like that before. I don't think he planned anything. Maybe he did, I don't know. But he seemed like he could snap at any minute. And I'm afraid that's what happened. It's a fucking tragedy. Marty, there's no other way to put it.
Yeah. Well, look, Caleb, I do appreciate your honesty, even if it did take us a little while to get there.
I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry for being such an idiot.
Yeah. All right, Caleb, is there anything else that you would like to add to your statement today?
Marty, I honestly got nothing else.
All right. Then we're done for now, but I do need you to stay here at the station for just a little while longer, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever I can do to help.
All right, and I do appreciate that. All right.
All right. That's about all we're going to get out
Now
of
I need to
Caleb.
do 3
We'll have to take what he's given us and go from there.
pieces of evidence now. So
I
yeah,
do
I'm
want to hear
getting.
from Sean
I think
again,
I'm getting
though.
down to the
He's got some
wire
explaining to do
now with
regarding
this.
the
If I have to
contents
do
of that
3
USB
instead of
drive.
2.
But look, I'm not going to tell him about the drive quite yet. I want to hear his take on things first. Let's not waste any time. I'll be back with him in just a sec. All right. Bye.
All right, this is a continuation with Sean Hamill. So, Sean, first things first, man, I want to thank you for coming back in here and speaking on record again, because I do appreciate that.
Yeah, of course, absolutely, no problem.
All right, well, look, man, I am trying to put the pieces together here, and yeah, I brought you back in to see if maybe you can help, share a little bit more insight as to what might be going on here.
Yeah, what do you want to know?
All right, well, since we are now ruling these cases as homicides, well, then the question, of course, is who would do such a thing, right? Now, I know that you were leaning towards Daniel Hernandez as being our main suspect, so I'm curious, man, are you still leaning in that direction?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%, yes.
Okay, so then given your area of expertise, how do you think Hernandez pulled this off? Like if you were in his shoes, you're Daniel, how would you do this?
Well, I imagine if I were in his shoes, right, I'd probably start by staking out the officers' homes first. Him running into Atkins, it would seem to imply that he was tracking them a couple days beforehand, which would give him a good idea of when the best time to strike would be. And then, we know that he knew that the officers set him up, and so using guilt as a primary driving force, for attempted suicide might seem plausible. It's at least an angle worth attempting, and then, man, from there you just wait, for the opportune time and sneak into their homes quietly, take care of business, gunshot to each of their heads. After that, it's just all staging. That's what I would have done.
All right, so then what about Alexander's firearm? So how would Hernandez know that he would have access to that weapon?
Right. No, honestly, I think Hernandez had 2 ghost guns. Okay. But when he got into Alexander's house and he saw his gun, then he just went with that instead, which worked out perfectly for him because it made the staging look damn near perfect, So.
Yeah. And you think that Hernandez is smart enough to pull this whole thing off?
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, the guy's had nothing but time to plan all this,
Okay, so now what about you? Where were you when these 2 were killed?
What?
Where were you when these 2 were killed?
Marty, am I a suspect?
Sean, are you a suspect? No, man, you're not a suspect. I'm covering my bases, man. You know how this goes.
Sure. Yeah. No. Of course. Let's see. That would be Saturday, June 21st, day of Atkins' death. I was home alone all day, you know, until I got the call, and then I left in a hurry, got to the crime scene, got to work.
So is there anyone who can account for your time prior to arriving at this crime scene?
Unfortunately, not. No.
Okay. So then what about the next day?
Let's see. Sunday, June 22nd. I actually got into work for a bit that day. I clocked in around 9:30ish or so.
Why did you come in on a Sunday? Because that's not required, right?
Right. No, not required. But I was doing some last minute looks into Detective Atkins' case. And I actually noticed that some of the documentation was off, so I left 30 to 40 minutes after clocking in. Headed over to her house, and that's when I got the call about Alexander. Had to shift gears, head over to that crime scene.
So did you figure it out?
Figure what out?
Well, you said that there was something off with the Atkins documentation. Yeah, did you ever figure out what that was?
Honestly, man, I don't even remember. I don't know. I switching everything over to homicides. It's made me reevaluate all of my documentation.
Okay. All right, let's switch gears back to Hernandez here for a quick sec. Now, I do want to learn a little bit more about your involvement with this whole thing, because I'm really trying to get a gauge on why you of all people would be a main target of his, because you were only responsible for documenting the evidence, right? He would have no way of knowing if you planted evidence or didn't plant anything, right? He wouldn't know any of that, right?
Yeah, no. Look, he knows that I am the one who processed the evidence, right? Which, in his eyes, makes me as equally guilty as literally anybody else who was involved in this, right? I mean, there's not much more to it than that, Marty. And honestly, all of this was Atkins doing anyway, right? I mean, I wasn't even involved until I noticed fentanyl was missing from our evidence locker, and then I confronted her about it, and I mean, I don't know. I was new to the job, and it was a lot to handle, right? And I hate to say it, but Atkins really used me, man. Look, I'm not trying to say this was all her fault. I take responsibility for my failures in this, but I was just a bit taken aback, because she put me in a position where I had already falsified evidence, right? And then she pleads with me to not tell anybody, and was going on and on about Hernandez and how she knew he was flooding the streets with fentanyl, and she just needed a conviction. And I don't know, man. I got her logic, and I made a poor decision, and she got the conviction she wanted, and then her whole plan went off without a hitch. And
So you stuck to the original report, even though it had false evidence, right? You weren't involved in gathering any evidence, right? You weren't involved in planting anything on Hernandez, is that right?
Yeah, correct. Yes, I was just stupidly following orders, trying to protect Atkins,
All right, well, look, man, I'm going to ask you a question here, and I need complete honesty.
Yeah.
Was this the only time that you were involved in any form of police misconduct?
Yes. No, this is the only time, I swear. Okay, but since we're laying it all out, I want you to know that I did meet with Hernandez about a week ago.
And what, you met with Hernandez?
Yeah.
Really? And where? Where did you guys meet?
At his apartment. I may have used some of our intel to figure out where he was staying. And look, I know that's not what our resources are for. Okay, I am well aware of that, man. But I needed to talk to him. Okay, I felt like shit for what we had done to him, and I needed to apologize to his face. And that's the least I could do in this situation, right?
Wow, Sean, sorry. Why did you not bring this up earlier, man?
Well, because honestly, I'm still conflicted about the whole Hernandez thing, right? I trust Atkins when she said he was bad news, but we should have done things the proper way. That's where we screwed up, right? And I didn't want to pour more fuel on the fire or throw him under the bus again, you know? And I don't know. When I got there, though, and I saw just how angry he was, and he was obviously still holding this major grudge, and rightfully so, I get it, but I don't know. Looking back and seeing everything that's taken place, I was able to connect the dots after that, you know?
So, what did you tell him?
The truth. You know, that I was forced to falsify evidence, that I was sorry, that if I could do it all over again, I would. This case isn't complicated, Marty. Our guy is sitting right outside this room, and, you know, we screwed him over. Now he's here for payback.
Yeah, that very well may be, Sean. That very well may be. All right, man, let's hit the pause button for now. We'll take a short break, okay?
Yeah, sure thing.
All right.
Well, it is starting to look like Hernandez may be our guy. I don't know. It just all seems so clean. But maybe it is. That said, he does make for a really easy fall guy. So we should go through everything thoroughly before making that assessment. Knowing that Sean has already withheld information from us makes it very possible that he could have been doing the same just now. Look through all your evidence, including whatever new stuff you got from that USB drive. Let me know if you find things that don't line up with his statement. And look, take your time. The more you can find, the better prepared I am for when I go back in there. All right. Good luck. Talk soon. Hey. Okay, this is great. Looks like that USB drive's proving to be extremely valuable. Good stuff, good stuff. And, yeah, you're right. Hernandez made it clear that the only person from law enforcement that he spoke to was Atkins. That doesn't match up with Sean's story at all. All right, let's get to the bottom of all this. I'm going to take a copy of that audio file and the evidence of the skimming for when I go back in there. I want him to hear it from the source itself. We'll be back up in just a second.
All right, this is a continuation with Sean Hamill. So, Sean, look, man, I want you to take a listen to something that I got here, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
This has been on my mind too, guys. Might be time to just come clean, you know?
Look, I get it, okay? Your conscience is getting the best of you. I totally understand that, but we have to be rational here. We all agreed to this. We had a serious problem and did what we thought was the right thing at the time. That's it. We were stuck. We had no choice. I was able to solve the problem for us. I gave us all a solution. I provided the evidence, and I made it all work, and you were all grateful. So what, we're just gonna throw it all down?
So, what do you think about what you just heard?
So, look, Marty, I know how that sounds.
Yeah,
okay?
Sean, it sounds like you lied to me a lot, man. A lot. That's what it sounds like.
No, I didn't.
You didn't what? You didn't what? You didn't know that Atkins had recorded this little meeting of yours? Huh? You didn't know that, huh?
Obviously not.
Yeah, well, Sean, I've got news for you, man. This full recording, it's got a lot more on it, including talk of you guys skimming money from crime scenes. And I also have this. Sean, I'm disappointed. Man, I am so disappointed in you. You sat here and you lied to my face on multiple occasions, man.
Marty, you can't look at it like that.
I can't look at it like what? I can't look at it like what? Sean, you clearly knew that Atkins was going to expose everything. And now she's dead. And so are Alexander and Campbell. So you tell me, Sean, how the hell am I supposed to look at this?
Okay. Yes, I lied. Okay. I lied to try and cover my ass, and obviously backfired. I fucked up. Okay, I own that. Yeah,
You fucked up.
Yes.
Sean, that is one hell of an understatement, man. Sean, I have evidence of you guys skimming money from crime scenes, stealing police evidence, conspiring to then use that evidence and plant it on an innocent person, and then conspiring to cover the whole thing up. And somehow, the only person alive from this little group of yours is you.
First of all, yes, we did plant evidence on Hernandez, okay, but I mean, come on, he's hardly a guy I would call innocent, right? And I mean, you know how hard this shit is. Okay, sometimes you know a guy is guilty, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. All right, well, we did something about it, Marty. Daniel Hernandez is a bad man, and we got his ass off the streets.
God, how do you make it sound like you guys did something noble here, like you deserve a fucking medal?
Yeah.
Sean, get that bullshit out of here, man. So what? Skimming money? Is that some other noble act that you guys did? You want to spin that shit for me too?
No, look, I won't deny it. The skimming was just plain wrong. Okay, it was stupid, and I knew that then, and I know that now. I don't know. I just let temptation get the best of me, okay?
So did you kill Atkins and Alexander in order to cover your tracks?
No.
Huh? Create this bullshit meeting with Hernandez that never actually happened just so that you could further this theory of yours that he's our killer and keep pushing this narrative of revenge even further? Is that what's going on here, man?
No, I didn't kill anybody, Marty. Okay, for the record, I didn't.
I'm starting to believe he
Yeah,
did
well,
it.
that's not what he told me.
Okay, well, I don't give a shit
Dude,
what
he's
he told
being
me.
so
Okay, because I know what actually
sus.
happened. Guy's a fucking liar, Marty. The fact that you can't see through his bullshit, it's a little disappointing.
The hell, man? The hell? How the hell did we end up here, man?
Look, Marty, I know I lied to you.
Yeah, you did, man.
Obviously, I've made some very poor decisions. Okay, but I promise you, I'm not a murderer. Okay, I'm the Fisham County crime scene investigator. I got into this work so I could solve crimes, not commit crimes. Right? And, you know, I would rather go to jail 10 times over for the mistakes that I have made before I take the lives of anyone. Okay? Especially people I considered close to me. People who were my friends, Marty. That's insulting. Okay, that's not who I am. It's not.
Sean, was the skimming by any chance tied to your gambling?
What do you mean?
God, Sean, no more bullshit, man. You know exactly what I mean. Was the skimming tied to your gambling?
Who told you that?
Who gives a shit who told me? Just answer the question.
Wow.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I gamble every now and then, just like anybody else, but no, the two aren't connected. I, I don't understand what you're trying to get at here.
So you don't have some sort of a gambling addiction?
Oh, come on, of course not. Come on, man, that's ridiculous.
All right, man, we're done for now. But look, there better not be any more surprises, man. And trust me, everything that I just learned here, all of that's getting reported, Sean. You're done. You hear me? You're done, and I really hope you get that.
Yeah, I do. I get that.
All right, you can get out of here for now, but look, don't you dare leave this station, man. Don't you dare.
Wasn't planning on
Good.
Wow. Oh boy. Okay. Wow.
Okay. Clearly, Sean is deeply involved in this whole mess, and he clearly crossed the line more than a few times while on duty. Now, this doesn't necessarily make him a murderer, but just like everyone else that we have here today, he certainly does have a motive now. That said, I think that we squeezed him for all that he's got. And that was all you. Cracking that USB drive was huge. All right, let's get Megan back in here. I want to see what she has to say about her husband being involved in all this. Okay, let me go get her. You'll see us in a few. Bye.
Wow. Dude, this game is getting crazier and crazier. Wow.
All right, this is a continuation with Megan Alexander. So again, Megan, I appreciate your patience with us today. Now, I do think that we're actually making some pretty good progress in this case.
That's great.
Yeah. Now, I do have some new information that I want to share, though.
Sure, what is it?
Well, Megan, new evidence has surfaced that shows that your husband and Detective Atkins, Officer Campbell, as well as our CSI lead, Sean Hamill, it shows that all of them were involved in quite a few cases of police misconduct over the years. Now, were you aware of any of this?
Are you referring to the situation with Daniel Hernandez?
No, that's not what I'm referring to. Now, I was able to get confirmation that the setup with Hernandez did indeed happen, and I also got a few more details regarding that, but no, Megan, that's not what I'm referring to.
So what are you talking about?
Megan, we have evidence that they stole money from various different crime scenes.
Oh my God.
Now, did you know that this had been going on?
No, of course not.
So, what do you think about these new revelations?
I think that Daniel Hernandez is 100% responsible for the murder of my husband and Detective Atkins.
So you still think that?
How can you not? I mean, this is clearly a case of revenge. You just said that the setup with Hernandez was confirmed with whatever new evidence you have. I mean, I don't know what more you need.
Megan, what if I told you that we now have evidence that Detective Atkins planned on coming clean about both the setup with Hernandez as well as them skimming money from these crime scenes? And what if I told you that she actually planned on exposing every single one of them that was involved? Now, would that change your position?
No, not really.
And why is that?
It sounds like you're suggesting that it's possible that one of Derek's fellow officers killed him.
Yeah, you don't think that's possible?
Absolutely not. These are members of the police department, Detective.
I am aware.
These are good people. Yes, they made mistakes, but they're not gonna kill each other. I know all of them very well, and there's not a single one that is capable of such an atrocious act. That is ridiculous.
So, Megan, then you must, for sure, think that Daniel Hernandez is our guy.
Yes. And I already told you about the threats. And look, I know that my mind is a little bit out of sorts, understandably so. But I'm also starting to remember Derek mentioning that he was followed home one day.
Followed.
Yes, followed home. It was in the days leading up to his death. It was only once, and we just laughed it off, thinking that it was just Derek being paranoid. But it was Hernandez following him, and it wasn't just in Derek's head.
I see. Wow. Well, look, Megan, there is still one other possibility in this case here.
All due respect, I think this case is solved. It is Daniel Hernandez, and he's here today. You need to go arrest him.
Megan, that very well may be. It very well may be, but... Well, I was referring to you, Megan. What about you?
I don't think
What
she'd do
about
that.
me?
Megan, you told me that you had your suspicions regarding the affair. Now, I'm aware you claim that Officer Campbell lied, but what if he didn't lie? What if he did actually tell you about the affair? What if he confirmed these suspicions that you had? Or, I don't know, maybe these suspicions were confirmed elsewhere. Now, I would imagine if that were to happen, yeah, that would really piss you off, wouldn't it? Make you extremely angry, I would imagine.
Are you suggesting that I killed them out of jealousy?
Megan, this is just another possibility in this case here. And as you know, Megan, I need to do my due diligence. Megan, did you kill them?
No. And I don't appreciate the accusation. I am the victim here. Let's not forget that.
Fair enough. Megan, fair enough. All right, let's take a short break.
So, what do you think about that interview? She seems pretty stuck on Hernandez being our guy. You think she really believes that? I mean, I laid out all the info regarding the skimming and the plans to expose everyone. And she really can't entertain the idea that maybe, just maybe, it was one of our own that did this? I don't know. Maybe she's right. Maybe that's too far-fetched. I am curious to know what you think, though. Do you think she really believes that Daniel Hernandez committed these murders? Your insight's really appreciated here. Let me know what you think and we'll go from there. Thanks for your help. Bye. Hey. So you don't think she's telling the truth, huh? Yeah, I can get behind that. Unless she's, blinded by her relationship to her husband and the other officers, it really doesn't make any sense that she can't objectively consider all possibilities. There's got to be a reason that she's pushing the Hernandez narrative so hard. All right, let me press her on this and see what comes of it. We'll be back up in just a few. Bye.
All right, this is a continuation with Megan Alexander. So, look, Megan, given the information that I shared regarding the plans that Detective Atkins had for, well, exposing pretty much everything, I am having a very difficult time believing that you can't even consider the possibility that maybe, just maybe, one of our own was involved in these murders.
Well, I don't believe it.
Megan, all of them were involved in some very serious acts of misconduct. Very serious. Now, if any of these actions were exposed, Megan, they would for sure be out of this police department and probably even serve time in prison. This is serious stuff that we're talking about here, Megan. Now, you don't think it's possible that one of them felt threatened by what was about to happen? And then, I don't know, maybe they took matters into their own hands to make sure that this information never saw the light of day? You don't think that's possible?
Well, when you put it that way, it may be possible. And I feel horrible for thinking this, but with what you've just shared, I think we really need to consider that Officer Campbell may be involved.
So not Hernandez.
It may still be Hernandez, but with what I know, it's hard not to look at Campbell. And I hate going down this path. And I don't want to tarnish his name or shame him any further. But what Campbell had to lose was far greater than what Hernandez may gain. And the timing of his overdose strongly suggests that. So no, I don't think that Hernandez was involved. But I'm no detective.
Well, Megan, I appreciate your honesty. So look, I don't have any more questions for you today, but I do want to give you one last opportunity here to see if there's anything that you may have overlooked or if there's anything that may have come to your mind recently. And please, take your time. I am not in any sort of rush.
Trust me, I've taken enough time.
All right. So look, Megan, I am going to ask that you do wait here at the station for just a little while longer. All right. I want to make sure that I wrap up all of my interviews for today before I release anyone. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Okay, chat, we're getting close to the end of the game. This is going to be a longer stream than the other one was. Jeez. It's going to be a long one today. We've been live for 3 hours already.
Looks like that's all that we're going to get out of her. I am glad that we called her out, though. Now, assuming that she's being honest, she really switched her tune pretty quickly to thinking that Campbell's our guy. Look, we got to be careful.
Well, Campbell died. I don't think it
Anyone
was
sitting
him.
in that hot seat is capable of lying and manipulation. It could very well be that she's the one who's actually guilty. But before we get to that part, let's bring Hernandez back in for our final interview with him. There's lots to go over with him, including something that I spotted on my end. I was looking at a map of the area, and it appears that Officer Alexander's house is actually on the exact same route that Daniel would take to walk to his mom's house. And the timing of when he told us that he went to his mom's house, it matches up with the time that Officer Alexander was killed. Needless to say, this is something else that we absolutely need to question him about. All right, let me go get him. Talk to you later.
Okay.
Okay, this is a continuation with Daniel Hernandez. Now, Daniel, we are almost done for today, so I do appreciate you hanging in there.
Not sure I have too many options.
Daniel, you always have options. Nonetheless, I do appreciate your time today. And, Daniel, I also want to extend my deepest apologies for what members of my department have done to you.
So you believe it now?
I do. Yeah, I do. Daniel, we have clear evidence that members of our department conspired to set you up for possession and trafficking of fentanyl, for which you served 4 years in prison. And Daniel, I not only want to apologize to you personally, but I also want to apologize on behalf of the entire Fishing County Police Department. All right, look, there are no words to express what we have taken from you. I get that. It is completely inexcusable. Now, Daniel, I'm telling this to you on record for documentation purposes should you choose to file a lawsuit in the future. And I would also imagine that you want this information to go public in order to clear your name as well. And Daniel, you have my word. I will not interfere with that.
Well, obviously an apology isn't going to change anything that's already happened. I do appreciate the sentiment, though. And you bet your ass there's going to be a lawsuit.
Well, I wouldn't expect anything less, Daniel. Now, all that being said, having evidence of your setup doesn't necessarily help you in your current predicament. In fact, Daniel, it only further pushes the narrative that this is an act of revenge.
You know, I've been thinking of this angle. If I were out for revenge, wouldn't that Sean guy and that Officer Campbell guy be dead too? Why would I spare them?
Well, Daniel, in regards to Officer Campbell, he actually overdosed very recently. So he's no longer with us.
Well, I didn't know.
And that's fair. Now, in regards to Sean, I was able to go through some of his text message records, and I found something very interesting. Daniel, here. Take a look for yourself. Trust me, you can't miss it.
I didn't send this. I have no idea who did, but I can assure you it has nothing to do with me. Hell, I don't even have a phone, man. How am I going to send out text messages?
Daniel, I'm not saying that you sent that message, but it is clear that Sean is next on somebody's hit list.
Well, it wasn't me.
All right, Daniel, let's say you didn't send this message. Now, you did still have interactions with some of the other officers that were involved in your setup after you got out of prison, correct?
Don't put words in my mouth. I said I interacted with the detective one time and that's it. I didn't interact with anyone else whatsoever.
All right, Daniel, turn your attention to this monitor here.
It's a map of the neighborhood.
Correct, yeah. Daniel, you'll see that it shows where you currently live, and it also shows your mom's house right there. Now, Daniel, can we both agree that there is only one possible route that you would take to get to your mom's house?
Yeah, that seems right.
So, here's the thing, Daniel. You told me that you left your apartment between 9 and 9:30 a.m. the morning of Sunday, June 22nd. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Officer Alexander was killed at approximately 9:50 a.m. that same morning. And Officer Alexander's home is directly on the route to your mom's house. Daniel, this means that you literally walked by Officer Alexander's home around the approximate time that he was killed.
And how the hell am I supposed to know that? How am I supposed to know where he lives?
I don't know, Daniel. You tell me, man.
Well, I didn't, okay? I had no idea where that man lives.
You didn't?
No. And if I did walk by his house, it was purely a coincidence.
Daniel, did you kill these officers?
What the hell, man? No. Look, I get that a lot of things point to me being the person who killed those 2 officers. I get that. And yes, what they did to me is completely inexcusable. But look, man, what happened in the past isn't going to change. I got fucked over, and I did my time. I am not trying to go back to prison, and I'm certainly not trying to live in the past. It's over and done with as far as I'm concerned. I don't hold any anger or any grudges towards those officers. And revenge never once crossed my mind. I am just trying to live my life in peace, and that is it.
All right, fair enough, Daniel, fair enough. Look, let's put a pause on this for now. Daniel, can I grab you a snack or a drink or anything?
No, I'm good.
All right. I'll be back soon then.
Okay. What do you think? He seems somewhat sincere, but who knows? I'm not entirely convinced. Now, this is our last interview for the day, so we might as well take our time and not rush it. I have a feeling there's got to be some stuff that we can present that contradicts parts of his statement. Now, don't bother with any text message records. There's nothing that clearly shows us that any text messages actually came from him, so you can dismiss those for sure. Everything else is fair game, though. See what you can find. Let's make this last interview really count.
Oh, this is the last one?
Call me when you got something.
Okay.
Bye.
Alright, Chad, this actually might get really interesting. I didn't realize this was the last interview.
Hey. Wow. You sure found a lot of good stuff here. It seems like a lot of what he said doesn't match up with what you got. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how he responds. All right, let me get back to it. Great stuff, as always. I'll talk to you in a bit. Bye.
All right, this is a continuation with Daniel Hernandez. Now, Daniel, there's only a few more things to go over and then we should be good, okay?
Okay.
Now, first I want to ask you about these interactions that you've had with some of these other officers, Daniel.
Holy shit, I don't know how many times I have to keep telling you. There were never any other interactions with other officers.
Yeah, Daniel, I know what you told me. But see, Sean mentioned that you and him spoke in person at your apartment about a week ago. So does that ring any bells?
No, because that didn't happen.
So what, Sean lied to me?
I guess so, because I never once met that man.
Well, see, Daniel, this puts me in a difficult situation. Because clearly, one of you two is lying to me.
You're right. One of us is lying to you. And it ain't me.
Well, Daniel, based on your psych evaluation, I'm leaning towards you being the liar. Now, Daniel, this evaluation, I want you to take a look right there. This evaluation that you had done prior to being released from prison, well, it shows that you definitely have not let go of the past like you said. Have you, Daniel? No. No, you haven't. See, according to that, you still hold some grudges. You still have anger, Daniel, about how things went down. And you know what? To be completely honest, I can't blame you. Hell, I would feel the exact same way if I were in your shoes, Daniel. I would.
So maybe I am still pissed. So what? I'm not gonna kill a couple of officers because I have some pent-up anger inside of me. I'm not that stupid. Please, give me some credit.
Well, Daniel, you did still lie to me.
Yeah, I did. I just don't want to give you and your friends another reason to keep pointing fingers at me, okay?
No, Daniel, no, it's not okay. These lies and these omissions, well, Daniel, they keep piling up. And I'm also not so sure that you didn't know where Officer Alexander's home was located either.
That I swear I didn't know.
Yeah, well, I have reasons to believe that you were following Officer Alexander in the days leading up to his death.
What? That's bullshit. I didn't follow anybody.
Why should I believe that, Daniel?
Because I didn't. That's why. Whoever told you that is full of shit. See? You guys are doing the same shit again. You're trying to pin this on me when you know damn well I had nothing to do with any of this. I'm 28 years old, and those officers took some of the best years of my fucking life. I'm glad they're dead. Fuck them. Fuck you all for all I'm concerned. I'm telling you the truth, and you're telling me that I'm lying? How can you not see that it is your own people that have been lying to you? You're saying that I followed that dude when that never happened, and that Sean guy saying that we met up when that never happened either? Everybody's full of shit. And you already know how corrupt your people are, and yet you're trying to throw me under the bus again. Are you for real? I am not going to be your scapegoat again. I want an attorney.
Okay. Yeah, you'll get your attorney.
So we're done.
Sure. But I can't let you go home quite yet, Daniel.
Why not?
Well, because there is the possibility that we might detain you. That's why.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No. No, Daniel, I am not.
So I just gotta wait here at the station until you decide if you want to arrest me or not?
Pretty much. Yeah.
All right, man, whatever. I just want that attorney, all right?
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
Okay, that was interesting. I clearly pushed his buttons, that's for sure. All right, that's obviously going to be all that we get out of him. And that does it for everyone that's here today.
Yeah, I'm gonna arrest Sean.
So now, we need
That's
to
probably the
decide
best thing I
who's
do.
guilty
That's
of
probably the
killing
best
both
thing I should
Detective
do
Marty
anyway.
Atkins and Officer Derek Alexander.
The fact
We got
that
5 people to choose
he
from, and
framed
enough
that
evidence
man,
and
he
statements
should be
that we
arrested
should
for
be able
that,
to narrow it
regardless
down
of him
today,
killing the officers,
especially with your help.
which is still not good.
Now, it's not
But
going to
bro,
be
he
easy.
should be arrested for that.
They're all
So
pointing
I'm
fingers,
arresting him.
and lots of their statements contradict with other people's. Clearly,
Like
some of them are lying.
no hesitation, bro. I'm
That's why
arresting
you
that
got to be
man.
real thorough
Put him
with
in
your
prison.
assessment here. So, let's do a quick recap of who our perp may be.
I know who it is.
Daniel Hernandez,
Nope.
a man seeking revenge for his wrongful conviction? Is it one of 2 bitter and jealous spouses, Megan Alexander or Caleb Atkins?
No.
Is it our crime scene investigator, Sean Hamill,
Yes.
trying to keep his dark and incriminating secrets from coming to light? Or was it the late Officer Mark Campbell, who was so broken that he killed his co-conspirators and then drank himself to death because he couldn't live with the guilt? Look, this ain't going to be easy, but you got this. Look over everything very carefully. We got one shot at getting this right. You give me a call once you know who's guilty. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey. Okay. So you think Sean is the mastermind behind all this? You know, as much as it really hurts to know that one of our own may be responsible, I actually think that you might be right. Hell, there's certainly lots of evidence that points in that direction. He may also be struggling with a gambling addiction. And, knowing that Atkins was going to expose everything, well, that meant that he really had a lot to lose. So yeah, I'm with you. He's our guy for sure. But look, I want to get a confession. That'll hold up a lot stronger in court. So, here's the two ways I think we should go about it. We can try to bluff him. I can present a false claim that ties him directly to both crime scenes, something that he would have no way of being able to know if we were telling the truth or not. Then, seeing how he responds should give us a good idea if he's guilty or not. It may even lead to a confession if he is indeed guilty. The other approach is that I try to appeal to his conscience. After all, the guy killed members of his own police department. Hell, people that he considered friends. And the ripples of these acts have hurt many other people than just the immediate victims. If I can get him to understand the magnitude of what he's done, the amount of hurt and suffering that he's caused, and why it's best to just come clean, well, then we may get a confession that way. Honestly, I'm not sure the best way to play this. So I'm going to put this decision in your hands. I'll proceed with whatever you think is the best angle to get a confession out of him. Take as much time as you need and get back to me, okay? Call me when you're ready. Bye. Hey. Okay, so you want me to try and rationalize with him? Really make him see just how damaging his actions have been? You know, I think that might be a good approach. I mean, he has made some incredibly poor choices.
Yeah.
And he has dug himself so
Okay,
deep
it's really close to
that I
the
don't
end,
think he
chat.
has any clue on how to actually dig himself back out.
Jeez.
I mean, he has been extremely
This is one of the
irrational,
craziest
and
games
he
in
might
this
not be able to
series I
fully
played.
comprehend
Actually, this might be one of the
severity of
craziest
what he's actually
FMV
done.
games I've probably ever played.
So yeah,
Like, the amount of directions this game went into
and then
was
hopefully
crazy.
he does the right thing and finally tells us the truth. All right, I'm ready to get back in there. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, this is a continuation with Sean Hamill. So, look, man, I'm just going to be real with you here, all right? I know that you killed Atkins and you killed Alexander, man. I know it.
Okay, well, I don't know what you're talking about, Marty, because I did not.
Sean, just hear me out.
No, I don't need to hear you out, Marty, because I didn't kill anybody.
Sean, please, man, please, just let me speak. Just let me speak.
All right, you know what? Fine. Go ahead. Go ahead, say what you need to say.
Thank you. Now, Sean, look, based on everything that we have so far, I'm going to tell you everything that I think actually happened. Now, I believe you have a gambling addiction, man. Sean, you do, man. You do. And I know that addiction played a major role in that skimming operation that you guys had. That shit was easy money, wasn't it, Sean? Kept your habit going? Yeah, it did. It did. But then Atkins, well, she fucked everything up for you, didn't she? She threw that curveball. I think with Atkins, well, I think the guilt was too much for her. And rightfully so. And she wanted to come clean about everything, right? Everything. And the problem is, for you and the others, is that if she did that, then that would expose you guys. You guys would be fucked. And you knew that. Now, for you personally, well, that meant that you would lose your job, and that easy money would be gone. And Sean, that scared you, man. That scared you. You panicked. And in that panicked state, man, you did something so fucked up, man. You took the lives of officers, 2 officers. The 2 people that knew your secret. Now, it was fortunate for you with Campbell because, well, he took himself out, right? So that one was easy. Now all you had to do was just let some time go by, wait for everything to get back to normal, and then you can get right back to that easy money whenever the timing was right. It was perfect, wasn't it? It was perfect, except you were not expecting that Atkins would record that conversation that you guys had. You weren't expecting that. And that, Sean, that is where things got really screwed up for you, didn't they? Because everything that you worked for, everything that you tried to avoid, well now, man, all of it is going to happen. Everything. Sean, you're going to lose your job. That's just a fact. That easy money has gone. And you know that. But see, Sean, it's even worse, man, because now you have the blood of 2 police officers, 2 of our own, man. 2 of our own. You have their blood on your hands, man. Sean, nothing, literally nothing worked out for you, man. Nothing. Am I right?
No, that's not at all what happened. Not at all.
Sean, it's obvious, man. It is. Any jury is going to be able to easily see exactly what is going on here. Sean, it's time to stop running, man. It's time to stop. Sean, look at me, man. Sean, look at me. Forget about yourself, man. Forget about you. I want you to think about all the lives that have been hurt because of your actions, right? Because of you, man. Now, obviously, there's Atkins and there's Alexander. Yeah. But what about Caleb, man? What about him? What about Megan? You ever once think about her? And fuck, Sean, what about Samantha? Samantha is literally a kid. She is a kid. A fucking kid. And you... God, I don't think you understand, man. You took something from her. Something so important. So important, man. That she will literally never get back. Sean, that shit doesn't heal, man. That shit does not heal, ever. And Sean, man, what's gonna make all of their suffering even greater is not having closure. Not knowing what actually happened to their loved ones.
Oh, is
Sean,
he gonna confess?
I don't think you understand, man. I really don't. This is gonna trouble them for the rest of their lives. Sean, this is bigger than you. It's bigger than you, man. And it's time to it's time to put this to an end. It's time to stop, man. Give these people the closure that they deserve. Shit, man, haven't you done enough? Sean, man. Just do the right thing here, man. Just do the right thing. And tell me what I already know. For once, man, for once, just tell me the truth. Please.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Marty. You got everything. You're right. I killed him. I did. I killed him.
Bro,
I
he
need help,
killed
man.
them?
I need help. I can't go on like this. I can't.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know you can't. And Sean, look, man. Look, I know this is hard.
Oh my gosh. I can't
But I
believe he
want to
did
assure
it.
you, man, you're doing the right thing. You are doing the right thing because these people, they deserve to know what happened to their loved ones. And clearly, Sean, you deserve to get the help that you need too, man. You really do.
I fucked him so bad.
Yeah, unfortunately you did, man. Unfortunately you did. Now, you know how this goes. I need to know exactly what happened. I need to know how these murders took place.
Yeah, in all honesty, it wasn't that complicated. I knew their schedules inside and out. I'd been to their house plenty of times. I had everything I needed beforehand. I knew when they would be home alone and for how long. You know, I entered their homes quietly at exactly the right times. It's perfect. With Atkins, I did have to use an untraceable gun, but that's only because, her gun was in a biometric lockbox, which made things less than ideal. But with Officer Alexander, I knew exactly where his gun was. It was totally accessible. So, naturally I went with that, and it made the staging perfect. Then after I shot them...
Bro, I can't believe he did this.
Got to staging.
Oh my gosh.
Setting up the scenes.
Oh my gosh, bro. I can't believe he did this.
Getting the hell out and...
One of their own literally killed two of their officers to cover up a crime that he committed.
However I wanted to.
Wow.
After that. And simple as that. I genuinely thought it would be enough to fool you. I did.
Wow. Sean. Wow.
I guess you gotta arrest me, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All right, go ahead and sit down, Sean. All right, Sean, you know how this goes, right? I'm gonna go get some of our guys and they'll take you out of here, all right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know.
All right.
Hey, Marty.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll ever forgive me?
I don't know. Sean, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you were right yet again. That was the right approach for sure. We got our confession, and the families can get the closure that they deserve. I think it's also safe to say that Daniel had no involvement and probably never sent those text messages to Sean. I think Sean must have altered his own text message records, and who knows what else he may have tampered with. God, this whole situation is absolutely nuts.
Yeah, no kidding.
And the reality is, knowing that Daniel was innocent back in the day means that the real perp never faced any justice. And to be honest, that really sucks. Nonetheless, you did a great job, Detective. You nailed it yet again. And there is no doubt that I couldn't have done this without your help. That is for damn sure. All right. That's it. This case is officially closed. I'm gonna head out. Go get some rest, all right? You deserve it. Thanks for everything, partner. Until next time. Bye.
Oh, wait, what did I get wrong? I got five out of 6. What did I get wrong? Oh, I got Caleb 1 incorrect. I was supposed to say no instead of yes. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Wow, what a crazy freaking game. Wow. Wow. That game was freaking crazy. Wow. Okay. W Stream. Wow, that game was insane. That was actually really good. I don't know if that's probably up there with the first one. The first one's, it probably goes first, second. It probably goes case files behind closed doors. Then this one, Eternal Affairs, and the third one is the death of Paulette Williams. Because the third one was okay. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was definitely really good. Okay, so I'm gonna announce my schedule for the rest of this week, and then that would be the end of stream today. I was live way longer than I thought I would be. This game was way longer than the first one. Yeah, we've been almost live for like 4 hours, so I'm gonna make this brief, make this short. Thank you guys for tuning into this stream. I know, people left in and out because the story wasn't really picking up. But like I said, it's a lot of, just talking to people and understanding what's going on, and the story kind of develops. And then near the end, it gets crazy. Like, I found out Sean actually killed the officers. And then, like I said, when I played the first game, I found out Rebecca actually killed Daniel. So it's stuff like that you don't expect. And these are actually really good. And the fact that he said until next time means that they're definitely going to make another game. They're definitely going to make another one. But yeah, scheduled for the rest of the week. Tomorrow, gonna be live at... I'm gonna try and be live in the morning for Minecraft. If I can't be live in the morning, I'll be live in the afternoon. Building Ghostface and all 3 of the main Scream characters from the first movie. Wednesday night, gonna be live at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I'm gonna be playing the FMV game Truth. Hopefully that one isn't very long. I gotta look that up on YouTube and see how long it is. I'm not really sure how long it is, but we'll see. If it is a really long game and I can't do it, then I'll probably do Roblox or something. I'll probably do like a random Roblox stream or something. Something like that. I haven't done Roblox in a hot minute, so maybe I'll do that on Wednesday if I can't play the Truth game because it's going to be too long. I might just do Roblox, but we'll see. Thursday, I'm going to be live Thursday night around 4, 5, or 6 p.m. And I'm going to be doing Minecraft, building 3 Minecraft statues. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, not going to be live. And that's pretty much it for the rest of this week. Tomorrow I'm gonna have a video going out, and also on Friday I'm gonna have a video going out. So even though I'm not gonna be live Friday, I'm gonna have a YouTube video going out. So tune into that video. I think it comes out like 2 p.m. Actually, both videos come out at 2 p.m. So tune into both videos if you guys are interested in watching them. And yeah, this game was freaking insane. This game was really good, but my goodness, did it go in so many directions I was not expecting. So yeah, W game. Love these games. Very fun. I'll definitely play the next one if they make another one. And yeah, very fun games. Enjoying them a lot. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Minecraft.